pretty sure at this point all I need to do is hit OK on the microphone. See, we got bars moving on the side there, so that means audio should be going out.
Oh, so they can hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so and then if I hit this button,
now they can see us?
They should be able to see us now. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Are we live? We're live.
I believe we are at last live. Started a little later today, sorry guys, but yeah, you know, life. One of the things we talked about doing was side questing today. We've been trying to work on the Ghostbusters proton packs for quite a while. We've been stretching a little.
Nothing stretches out a project like not working on it, right?
Nothing stretches out a project like not working on it. I'm in just about a month, I'm going to be in Lafayette, Louisiana. So for those of you in an area that is closer to Louisiana than I am, that means I'll be closer to you than I typically am. What does that mean? I'm using California as quite a ways away. One of the things that was requested for me to do at this particular con was to do a workshop. I'm going to follow Evil Ted's example or his recommendation and just do a helmet. You know, Ted usually does a helmet, so okay, I'll do a helmet. You know, because nothing like copying Ted, because that makes me feel good. My plan is to go ahead and do the Magneto helmet. I mentioned this to the creator. He goes, "Oh, that sounds like a great idea." He didn't care as long as I did something. So I'm considering doing probably the Chris Claremont era Magneto helmet from the X-Men comic books, but I want to double check on what that looks like, because I know I got a pretty good idea what that looks like, and I know it was slightly different in the 90s X-Men cartoons, and I know that it was slightly different for the Toy Biz X-Men toys that were available in the 90s. All those are kind of, but you know, it's going to look an awful lot like the one Uncle Jesse wears in his profile. So,
reference images.
Reference images. I'll be looking those up. So I'm going to do the entire thing as much as I can live here. At this point in that project, I've considered it. I've considered how I'm going to start my pattern. I haven't even looked up reference images yet. So this is something I'm definitely doing live to see how quickly I can put together a pattern that could work, and if I can even get a prototype cut out and glued together. So that's the thought.
Yes, with all the distractions.
With all the distractions. And speaking of distractions, who are you again? Hi, my name's Odin, and who are you?
Hi, I'm Felicia.
Oh, okay, good.
And what's this?
And what's this?
What's this?
So you were trying to ask me what that was before the stream specifically. This is a very particular wrench that is used for a very specific reason, and I was thinking that the internet might enjoy what this wrench is called. It's a bung wrench.
Is that why it smells funny?
That's why it smells funny. This is for the tops of plastic barrels, plastic fluid barrels, like 55-gallon drums, 30-gallon drums.
So it was a bottle opener.
It is a bottle opener. There's a little funky top on it that you can insert this into to open up to pull it apart. And so there's a very specific tool for that. As far as what this is for, I'm not sure. It's probably other bungs have a hex top. But the plastic barrels that I've got outside that I'm working on for another project is going to require this for an opening.
Yes.
So
you definitely smell the metallic smell on
that
one.
Yeah, it's like it's just a cast
like
aluminum
pennies.
part, because it doesn't weigh anything, so this has got to be aluminum. And yeah, the flat edges are interesting. So all these probably have
Are different
a specific
keys
purpose.
for different bottles, and probably popping it open. Yeah.
Probably, but as far as how it relates to what I'm working on, I'm going to be using the 4 teeth to fit in to make that thing open up, so we can pour what we need to pour into it, and then once we put a spigot at the bottom, it can get poured back out of it. Helping a company set up a dispensing system for a large amount of resin.
Okay.
Right now, they're trying to ladle it out of the containers that it comes in.
That sounds
effectively.
like a hard job, like inefficient.
One of the guys there has painted his work smock resin colored. It's no longer the color it's supposed to be.
Like, is it like?
Yeah, it seems like it would be, right?
Is it a plastic dress
Yeah.
like they would put on those Polly Pockets? Like.
No, it's a flexible resin at least. So
okay, so
he's just armored.
It's just rubberized.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just rubberized, and it's just the method for pulling it out is not the cleanest. You know, you have to be very mindful to be very clean about moving this stuff out. So we're hoping that by putting in a spigot and everything else is going to help it out. Now, there's other details here. We're going to have to clean it once a week, because if you don't, you know, at the end of the week, you don't clean out these spigots. After a few weeks, we're going to have to buy new spigots. Right, because it's resin. But the whole point is to have 2 barrels, A and B, everything separate. So this is the plan. So, yeah. Bung wrench for opening up your bung hole. because that's literally what the hole in a barrel is called. Thank you, Beavis, for changing that on us.
So we have Jerry Can cosplay first. You win.
You win.
Schultz Division's checking in, and Steve D wants us to know he's here too.
Sweet. Hello, Steve D.
Will Connors, hello everyone. Marble Guy saying, how you doing, Odin and Felicia? Good to see you again. Hello, Marble Guy.
Hello, Marble Guy.
And Steve D's letting us know that he can hear and see us all okay.
Oh, that's good. I have the exhaust fan because it's been 100 degrees consistently here in Sacramento. So, is the background noise of the exhaust fan bothering you guys?
I think it just gets filtered out.
Probably. I hope so.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ask.
Okay. Yeah. Fresh air. You know, you have to poke a hole in the box so that the don't suffocate. Jerry Can cosplay says, yeah, I win. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Schultz Division, I'm here like 5 minutes, then I have to return to clean up after the birthday party. Might come back later, of course. So.
That's okay. Seriously, happy birthday, Mini Schultz.
Happy birthday, Mini Schultz.
Or is that Schultz divided? Anyway.
No, multiplied.
Multiplied. Yeah, it'd be Schultz multiplied. Okay.
We got Dan Does Junk saying hello, fellow makers, and Leah Marie saying good morning.
Oh, right on.
Good morning,
Hello,
Leah.
Leah Marie. And hello, Dan Does Junk. Glad to have you guys here.
And Ace saying greetings and salutations to all.
Hello, Ace. It was a lot of fun getting to hang out with you, Ace, in Oklahoma. I don't know if you can get all the way down to Louisiana, but if you can, it'd be really cool to get to see you again. Because, yeah, both Ace and Cheese came down from...
Oh.
They're Midwestern, but they're more like Canada border.
Oh.
And they came down to Oklahoma to the Creators Con last year.
Okay.
And Cheese is coming down to the Creator Con in Louisiana.
Oh.
I don't know if Ace can make it or not. I hope he can, because he's talked about trying, but don't know yet. And it's okay. I get it. It's not a little drive.
Yeah. I won't be going, but I'll be at Sac Anime next week.
Sweet.
That's
Yes.
next week, right?
That is next
okay.
week. Yes.
Because that's the time I got off.
Right. Sac Anime starts this upcoming weekend. For any of you who are close to the Sacramento area, close to the California area, and want to go to the premier anime convention in Northern California, Sacramento, then Sac Anime is happening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this upcoming weekend. Felicia will be there some of the days. I will be there all the days. Jerry and Jared will be there all the days. Dan Does Junk is going to be there all the days. So there's a chance. I think he's going to be there all the days. Dan may not be able to be there Friday, and that's okay. So you get a chance to meet a bunch of people that you don't normally get to see, I think. And there'll be a lot of us there. I know Victoria is coming back as well.
Yeah.
Reese can't make it, but Victoria's going to be there. There are a couple of local cosplayers that are a lot of fun.
Right.
They're the Not Twins.
It's the fixing group where we fix all the problems, and they're really good at the hair.
Yes.
I was just like, I can't do this wig problem, but I know you can.
Right.
Yes, my buddies. They're very helpful and very talented.
Yeah, we get to do cosplay repair again. We get to be the cosplay repair booth for the con.
My favorite part.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's cool how much we will get a line going from our table across the hall and sometimes down the corner, and no one's complaining. Like, we're all volunteers, right? None of us are getting paid to be cosplay repair. A lot of the people that come to help, I'm given a certain number of badges that I can hand out to people to be at my booth. So some of the people that show up, I'm able to give them badges. It's like, yeah, thank you for coming. But that's it, and a lot of them don't leave the booth because it's a lot of fun. They said, oh, okay, we're doing this. Oh, okay, we're doing that, and fixing cosplay stuff. So,
I heard you got a new sewing machine. Do you need me to bring mine?
I will ask. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. So
we'll see. Anyways,
we'll
if
see.
you need to, I don't mind letting strangers use mine because it's pretty indestructible.
Okay.
If I let it flop around in the back of my truck, and I feel so guilty, but it survived me in college.
Well, yeah, that model survived you being in college because you got a new one since then.
Yes, because I tried to get a replacement one that was like really heavy duty, and it did. First project, I broke it. Very first project.
The Death Star?
The Death Star.
Really?
She
names her sewing machines.
Yeah, the Death Star. The first one got the needle off kilter, and then it just went downhill from there. Like, we used it for like one project, and then I just...
Could we use that for For the speeder bike helmets, right?
We tried to.
We tried to. Okay.
Remember why I was cursing it? I was like,
Okay,
I named it a wrong
little
thing.
bit.
Yeah, no, it didn't, like, because it was right at the panorama when things went down, and I couldn't replace it for cheap.
I remember that.
And I was very upset because it was not, like, I tried to go through way too thick of materials, and it got the thing bent crooked, and it just could never get it straight after that, and I destroyed it. It was not, I was too hard on it. And the other sewing machine, I've abused it, and it's A-okay. Like, it's just...
Yeah, it was a Singer Industrial. It was like a medium gray sewing machine.
They make it gray so guys feel comfortable using it, but it's just a basic sewing
It bothers
machine.
me to use a white sewing machine. And it's all has hard angles. It's very, but...
It looks like a Death Star sewing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, I
I didn't
didn't
realize it died that quick.
No, I got it, and it did not do anything. Like, I never got a good project out of it. That really crappy little tiny one, the one that I ended up spray painting red,
Right.
The kids one, I made a whole quilt with that thing.
Okay.
A denim quilt at that.
Okay.
But the Death Star, the industrial tough one, it did not survive. But then when the sewing machine that I had in college went down to the price point that I was comfortable paying for it,
Right.
then I got it, and it's been pretty solid since. But yeah, I don't like that. It was supposed to be tough, and it wasn't.
Right. I had a Kenmore that I bought in the 90s. You know, big, heavy, all mechanical, not computerized at all. And I abused that thing for probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, about 15 years. Drug it down to Beverly Hills for the one collaborative DIY prop shop we all worked on. It didn't survive that trip. It's probably negligence on my part because I think it's totally packed full of lint and I never bothered to oil it. But, yeah, you know, and it's a boat anchor. It weighs a lot. It's still up there in the rafters.
No, I've seen it. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same model my mom had. It's what I learned how to sew on. Those things are tough too, but they're also...
They're mechanical. You need to be taking care of like a mechanical typewriter. You gotta oil it and take care of it or it's all just gonna go and that's the end of it.
That was my job at the costume shop, was to oil the machines to make sure that they were running smoothly, because yeah.
Yeah, like you can say you have to oil the
Feathers,
mechanical
hot
typewriter.
glue.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have spray silicone by chance?
Yeah, lubricant.
Because I found a trick and I wanted to see if it would work.
Okay.
If you get hot glue smooshed into fabric, if you spray it with silicone spray,
Okay.
it's supposed to just like crack right off, but you won't be able to hot glue that fabric anymore after that. Because
Interesting.
But I want to see if it would work. That's just totally off topic, but if anybody has just some spray silicone.
I'm actually not seeing it.
Oh well,
I thought I did. I may have
put it somewhere.
loaned it out to somebody else and it's just didn't come back, or maybe it's in the cosplay repair stuff. But yeah, I should. It used to be. I would use rubbing alcohol. So you have hot glue on anything non-porous. Rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, it'll pop it right off.
Pop it right off.
But the porous fabric, I saw somebody just smoosh hot glue into it, like dig it in, and then spray it with the silicone spray and like just like scrape it off, and it popped right off. And I was like, that's a cool trick, because
That's a cool trick.
Because once you hot glue things, like when you're in costume making mode, you're kind of stuck in.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hand stitch anymore at that point. You can't sew. You're in hot glue and you're committed.
Right.
If that makes sense. And I'm like, So, we don't have to do it. I just was curious.
Okay.
We'll try it next
just
time.
double checking because I was thinking maybe I had it back here. Not seeing it. Sorry. Maybe
Okay.
around.
No worries.
It might be in the Ryobi rolling cases for cosplay repair, like I said.
We'll try it.
Maybe, but I did poke through those the other day.
Yeah.
But it's really... Cosplay repair really works. I got a lot of really nice rolling cases for it. But the amount of crap I bring still exceeds the pack-out kits that I have. So I've got, like, paper bags with crap in it.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Unfortunately.
It's okay. I was just curious.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the alcohol is normally what I go to. That's how I solve all my problems. No, I'm just
Yeah. All my problems are solved by alcohol.
No. But oh wow, there's people talking in the chat. Hi people, welcome.
Hi! Oh, there's other people here?
Yes. Ace says that was a blast. Ha ha ha. I'm still trying to make some magic happen to be there, so.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. I hope so.
A confident maybe.
A confident maybe is awesome. That's confident maybe is so much better than no.
Lots of people talking.
That happens.
Jerry Can's cosplay, an antique sewing machine was dumped in my job last week. It had a foot pedal and all.
Oh, really? The whole thing?
In reality, they made them pretty indestructible, and then they
Yeah.
realized that they're not selling so many because they're pretty indestructible. So then they decided to switch to plastic cams so that things would break. So then you either had to fix it or replace it, and usually it's cheaper to replace it than it is to fix it. So it keeps the industry going. But those vintage things that are solid and weigh a ton and are bricks, they're amazing.
They are.
And if you get a sewing machine from Meisner's, all of their cores are solid metal and not plastic cams, so I feel fairly confident anything I get from there. But yes, like, old sewing machines can be little workhorses. But then also, you have to be careful because the sewing machines made before the 1960s generally don't handle modern fabrics. I know that's a weird one. Modern fabrics, what's a modern fabric? Stretch knits.
That makes sense. Stretching, plastics.
Microfibers, micro suedes, all of those fun fabrics we have. For some reason, it just, likes to get all messed up on the bottom, not so nice. And if you're fighting your sewing machine, it's probably because it's a modern fabric and an old sewing machine. And people don't tell you this, and you just think you can't sew. But, hence why I like my sewing machine, because it's usable. But,
Okay.
Oh, Dandas Jones says, sadly, the light-up beam scythe won't be ready for SAC anime this coming weekend. I had to really rethink my method on making the beam, which I have to do a simpler idea, I think.
Okay.
Fair enough. I will be wearing my cosplay I made, the Little Mermaid seashells, to the
Oh, nice.
So I brought it, but I'm excited. It will be fun. Are you looking up the Magneto helmets?
I'm looking at Magneto helmets.
Reference images.
I forgot he has a little
The M, right? Or the
it's like a horn thing, or like a little. It's not quite an M. I mean, some of them have M's, but the one I'm looking at doesn't. He's got this.
the little extra skull guy on the front.
Yeah.
He has a little friend.
There's a little friend.
Jerry can cosplay. I have no space for it. For space what? So you own it? Oh, gee, Steve D doesn't have this. Steve D said, so you now own it, Jerry? And Jerry says he does not have space for the sewing machine.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
That follows. Okay.
That is why I got one of those little tiny kid ones.
Right.
Because I wanted something portable for a kit that's totally move aroundable. Which, like I said, I got a whole denim quilt out of it. But I turned it into a cute red purse.
Okay.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
From the Notions, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't unimpressed with the way those stupid, crappy, little tiny kid sewing machines sew. Not the ones with, like, the finger guards. Those ones are too, like, awkward, but...
Didn't mean to hit a button.
That's
and
okay.
It's still not letting me go.
It's okay, we're live. Everybody gets to see what you're looking at.
Right
Hey,
now
let's
it's an
zoom onto
ad,
your
it's an
phone
ad
screen.
for Disney's Secret Invasion, but there it is. Can we please piss off in a nice way? We'd much appreciate it if you could just piss off. All right. So yeah, I'll just kind of be inspired by the Legends one, which is basically the comic book one.
Stupid monkey Odin playing more Peanut Banana Hunt on his phone while streaming.
Totally gonna be playing Peanut Banana Hunt. Yes.
Is that the one?
Yeah. Basically.
Okay.
It's got a little bit. So this one doesn't have quite as much of the aggro. I'll just go with this one because this is kind of what I had.
It's
in
fun.
mind. Yeah.
And
it's fun.
simple and very angular.
Right.
Do you want to show them?
Yeah, sure.
Camera 3, 2.
You gonna turn?
No.
Because I locked it probably. Nope.
Steve
I'll
D
rotate
says,
off. All right.
Maybe you
There's
should use the live stream for shorting the workshop. LOL.
off.
No. I'm not into the organizing mood today.
No.
Well, let's craft. Let's make one of these.
Let's make one of these. So this is an image basically of the Hasbro Marvel replica one, the Marvel Master, whatever. So this will be the inspiration I'll go with. The one I end up making will be ever so slightly different because it'll be my interpretation of this helmet. But that's pretty much what I'm looking at.
This is our reference image that we're going to be working off of.
And what I'd forgotten about, which my phone is now so friendly to me, was the thing on the top, kind of the horns. That was the thing I had forgotten was there. I only ever remembered the purple detail around the eyes.
So if we're breaking this down into bits and pieces, we have to think about patterning. There's the dome of the top.
Right.
And then we have the side pieces that you're going to probably use some cardboard to tape down on.
Exactly.
And you have the shape of the eyeballs cut out with the trim.
Yep.
And then a medallion on top. So that's kind of broken down in about 4 different, I have to think about it, topics.
Basically, yeah. So what I want to do first is cut out some cardboard that can represent all the straight that's coming down the sides. And I can put my hand in front of the camera and have the phone dimmed down. So put some cardboard on for this to help represent it, because I can do the whole duct tape, aluminum foil thing. In order to get that on there, then I can draw out where the eyes are going to go, like you're saying. And then that part can be metal, like floor mat foam. The trim will be pretty easy to do, theoretically. And then, because I'll have the pattern pieces already, and I can kind of cut the pattern pieces
once
again.
the pattern pieces are done, I get it.
I need to save them so I can scan them to make a pattern I can hand out. And then, it's the applique thing on the top. That part may not happen today, but if we can get the rest done, that'd be pretty cool.
Yep. Dan Desjen says, with the helmet shape, you can totally utilize a base Mando helmet since its overall shape looks very similar.
It's true.
Yes, but we're going to do it from scratch so you guys get to watch us because...
Yeah. No, I totally could, because the base Mando helmet would be the bowl on top with the thing around the side. I'm considering, with the Magneto helmet, what I've been thinking about is, can I just do a seam down the middle, do one piece down the side that goes all the way down the back, and then this piece, right? So it basically becomes 2 pieces. There's this one and this one mirrored on the other side. So you got 4 pieces you're cutting out, and then can I get the helmet to work with just those 4 pieces?
Or do you need more seaming or darting?
Or do I need more seaming or darting? Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. There probably will be some darts, but...
good thing we have a helper.
Yeah, we do.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Guys, remember this guy? Fall. Point a camera at that. How are we doing on time? How close are we to...
It is 11:57.
Oh.
Probably get this set up and then let all our friends join.
Probably.
Duct Tape Caesar.
That's a great name. Hey, there are the proton packs in the background.
There you go. We'll get to those eventually. Not this week, though.
Is he totally blown out? He is.
Marvel Guy wants to know, have you ever read the Marvel versus DC crossover comics? They're very rare. And if so, which 2 superheroes do you think should team up the most?
Marvel Guy, I appreciate your questions, but I don't generally make lists like that.
I've never read them, so I don't know. Have you?
Yeah, I worked at a comic shop, so I have seen the crossovers. I think I read one of the older ones. I don't remember it that well right now because when I read it, it was 91 probably, or 90s. It's been a little bit. Yeah, they were good, but you got 2 superheroes from 2 different universes. From what I remember, they had to kind of slightly nerf them, like Captain America and Superman, so they could kind of get along a little better, right? Because ultimately, Superman's going to kick Captain America's ass. Sorry. But Superman, that's not his thing, so he won't, right? So, because he's a good Boy Scout.
Right. And Captain America can hold Mjolnir or whatever, so
yeah,
he's good,
he's
right?
Good. Right. Yeah, he is also good. They're both basically paladins, yeah.
Yeah. You're cracking.
Yeah, I have been.
I feel like this is an ad for like a migraine commercial. You can see all
Apply
these.
Apply directly to forehead.
Yeah.
I kind of get the shape just by...
Do you have duct tape? Do you need duct tape?
Yes. I'll probably end up needing duct tape, and I think I'm going to need to cut a...
Center back seam?
Yeah, center back seam.
Is this the good duct tape or the crappy duct tape? Because we like to use the crappy duct tape better.
This is the crappy duct tape.
Good.
What do we mean by that? This is the inexpensive Ace Hardware duct tape.
Like the really crappy stuff you get at the dollar store, it's not real duct tape.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? But it's really great for patterning because it's lightweight.
Yes.
And it's cheap, so you can use a lot of it without feeling guilty. And the heavier duty, really good stuff, it's not as flexible and it's not as easy to use for patterning. But it's good and sturdy for other applications.
There's a C stand there that's not normally there.
See? Stand.
Yeah, see? Stand, trip. Oh yeah, once again I got the highest leg pointed at me.
You really do. You should point that one over by this. Don't fall.
Yeah. Like that, don't fall. Yeah, sorry. I did the exact same orientation, didn't I?
Oh, yep. Don't forget to let the muggers into the stream.
Is it muggers or is it the...
Muggles.
Muggles?
There's no L in there.
So it's muggers? Power squint! It is muggers.
Yeah.
Might be autocorrected.
12:01, so we gotta let our friends in.
Alrighty.
Yes. And now we are public. All our friends can join. Can you change anything?
Should be on playlists, so we go to live streams. Not Ghostbusters, because there's no Ghostbusters on this.
No busting a ghost.
No, Bustin's a ghost. Alrighty, and I clicked the button, so we should be jumping to
Live.
live.
So we should
Live.
tell everybody what
Live.
we are working on.
Live. Live.
Live, laugh, live.
Live, love, laugh, live.
Live, laugh, live.
Hello, it's noon, and we just clicked over to being a public stream. If some of you are right here, right now, right at this very minute, well, you're really cool, and thank you. Welcome to the Odin Makes live stream here on Sunday. My name is Odin.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
And we're, I guess, coming to you live.
We're live.
We're live. What's going on today? My patrons just heard some of this, but that's kind of okay. They're usually a pretty patient folk. Today we're on a side quest. The proton pack. Hadn't really got my ducks in a row and gotten the proton packs ready to go for the next step, which is make sure the creature cast is going to spray. And then really that's all we have to do next, that and order electronics. So waiting for a check and don't have the sprayer ready to go. So we're going to side quest today and work on a Magneto Helmet. I need to make a pattern for an upcoming con in Louisiana. It's called Creators Con. And I'll be appearing at on September 23rd, so Saturday, September 23rd. I need to make a pattern to do a workshop at the con, and I was going to start trying to work on that pattern now. And that's what's happening today.
Steve D says it should have been Muggles.
It should have been Muggles. That's what I thought.
That's why I was like, Muggers?
Muggers? It probably is auto-corrected, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Real Monkey's here saying, hi, Odin and Felicia.
Sweet. Hello, Real Monkey.
And Sebastian Chavez saying, hi, Odin and Felicia. How are you? I am here. We are doing our best.
Yes, I am here. I'm doing my best. Mm-hmm. I am having fun trying to get back into crafting. This is the first pattern that I've tried to make in months. This is the first time I worked with the Plaster Paris bust in months.
It's been a bit since you've been crafting. I've been crafting and you haven't.
Right.
We switched.
We did. Now I've done other little crafty things, right? I've done stuff for some productions that have come through. I've done...
Yes, you helped me make a Ouija board.
Helped you make a Ouija board, helped make a couple of other things for other productions.
Yeah.
In process of helping Roseville High School with their new production again, they're doing Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie the Chocolate Factory. It's a play based off the book specifically, not the movie. So we're helping them get all that put together too. So I'm doing all that in the background, but yeah, I need to get.
Not actually crafting for yourself.
No, not crafting for myself and not crafting for my viewers. So I kind of need to do that a little bit.
So we are being supportive.
Much appreciated. All right, now it flares out probably because of the ears. And I knew that was going to happen, so I kind of need to figure out where the ears are.
Just make a hole in the cardboard and just eliminate it out of the pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just make an X and then
For X-Men? No.
Yeah. Jerry can cosplay free pattern with Magneto Helmet? Question mark?
Yeah.
Basically, after we make these patterns, you cut it out and you scan it into it, so it will be not necessarily on this video, but...
Right, but I definitely need to scan this in and put together a pattern that can be printed out as part of the class at the con. And unlike a Tommy gun that hasn't been sent out to one of my favorite people, that Shady is nice enough to remind me that I need to send out. I'll try and get these put together as a pattern and get it posted for my patrons.
Eventually.
Yeah, that's definitely a Patreon perk that needs to happen.
So I had a nightmare about that button, and instead of saying eventually when we pushed it, it went like eventually in the most deep demonic voice. I was like, that freaked me out.
Oh, that's awesome.
And now pushing it, I was like, oh, I was slightly relieved
that it wasn't the demonic voice.
Anyways, that thing's haunting me apparently. Well, thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan, for a haunting button. Shall the button go to...
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just laughing because I forgot about that, and then I pushed it. I was like, oh, that wasn't as scary.
So here's something fun we can kind of talk about really quick if you like. So today we got a live stream. Next week we're going to go to SAC Anime. And we're both going to be at SAC Anime for a good portion. Yeah, I'll be there the whole show. Felicia will be there the day she can get there.
I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Friday, possibly in the evening. We'll see. I'm not going to push it if it's not.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? But I will be there Saturday and Sunday, and I plan on going dressed up. So that should be fun.
The weekend after that is going to be the 10th, and we'll be able to stream on the 10th. But then, 2 weeks after that, I'm coming back from Louisiana.
So we'll be taking a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the week after that is LodiCon. Although, Lodi's... Is it Saturday or Sunday on LodiCon? Now I'm trying to remember. I might...
So if we get our stuff sprayed next time, it gives it plenty of time to dry, and it gives us time to get parts and stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's not the worst.
No, it's not the worst. I'm trying to think if... I mean, obviously I just look at my calendar. But, so I'm pretty sure LodiCon's Sunday.
Dan Desjung says, LodiCon is always Sunday, I believe.
Is LodiCon Saturday? Really trying to remember.
Dan Desjung says, I wonder if the button sounds demonic when the batteries get weak.
Oh, I hope so. Look in August. LodiCon is... Yeah, Sunday's beginning of the week. CreatorCon, LodiCon Saturday. So the 1st of October is... Okay. So, yeah. Right? Yeah. Saturday the 30th. Yeah, so we'll be back on Sunday the 1st, if
Sunday
that's cool with you.
Okay.
Okay.
As of right now, I think everything should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, was there another date I was throwing around there? So we could possibly... We want to do 2 in a row. We could do 10th and the 17th, or otherwise it's the 10th and the 1st.
We'll figure out how we feel
All
on
right.
the 10th. No promises, no demands.
There. That's more the shape I'm after. It's not... It doesn't have the Mando shape because of the ear.
Okay.
So, yeah. You can cut to 3 if you want. That's a little dark, but I had to cut a hole because the plaster of Paris ear doesn't go flat like my ear does. So when the ear was in the way of the cardboard and I wrapped it around, I get this flare shape. It's great for a Mando, right? That's totally what we want. But Magneto is straight up and down. So I have to cut a hole to let my plaster of Paris ear fit. Because my ear will still smash underneath the
Foam, it can
foam.
smoosh it. You're fine.
Yeah.
They're smooshy. This is not smooshable, so we're just...
No.
That is the purpose of the hole.
Alright, so this wraps around really well. I'm going to cut some of this off the front so I don't have a whole bunch of overlap. So go ahead and cut back.
We were looking at your reel ear then, that shot.
My reel ear, oh nice. Welcome to my reel ear. Alright, so I'll get this taped on. And then I can start smashing, I think I can jump right onto aluminum tape at that point. Aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil, yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars Andy says, hello. Hello, Star Wars
Hello,
Andy.
Star Wars Andy.
And Kobe Herman says, Hadian, anything from the Blue Beetle movie?
I haven't seen the Blue Beetle movie. I hear it's good, but I haven't seen the Blue Beetle movie yet. So, don't have any plans. And that's not that I don't have love for Blue Beetle. I just don't have plans.
Yes. Toxic Toad wants to know, which Magneto do you like more, McKellen or Michael Fassbender?
Yeah, that's tough. Probably McKellen, because that was the first screen Magneto. But they're both really good. They're
Nimblu says, rare time to work at the same time as you guys. I'll be making a Court of Owls mask from Batman.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Realizing that I might need to make another cut because I got the nose.
It's starting to get
The
all...
nose is distorting it,
Okay.
which I don't want to have happen. I don't want distortions. This shape will come through in the pattern, so I need to make sure that my base layer shape is closer to what I want when I start.
We can ignore these holes when we put it down flat, but...
Yeah.
Dang having noses.
Yeah, we should just cut them off just to spite it.
Oh. We have some good questions, so we'll get to them. Okay?
Sweet,
Sorry,
yeah,
people.
questions. That's the point. We're going to do this and we'll be able to talk to you guys.
Yes. Sean Card wants to know, are we doing a Halloween live stream this year?
Not a bad question. I don't know. We haven't talked about it. So, for the first time we ever discussed it, do we want to do a Halloween live stream this year?
What day does Halloween hit?
Oh, it's going to be on the 31st of October.
No, I know, but what day of the week
Oh,
is
I
that?
don't fucking know.
It's a Wednesday? I'm sorry, I have all your tape.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. It's a Wednesday. Do you want to do it on...
Do we want to do it on an
Oh,
actual
it's
Halloween?
a Tuesday?
Will become a Wednesday then. Do we want to do it on an actual Halloween or do we want to just...
That's the question. Actual
Yeah.
Halloween or do a Halloween themed stream the Sunday before?
Right. Probably that.
That's a Halloween themed
Do a
stream?
Halloween themed stream Sunday before, yeah.
Okay. Halloween themed stream. The
Right.
Sunday before. You're gonna dress up. What are we gonna
Probably
make?
don't dress up enough, so it's probably not a bad plan.
Well, I was Gamora last time.
Yeah, huh? Was that just the last time?
That's the last time we did a Halloween stream.
So we didn't do one in 21? Or 20? We didn't do one last year?
I think you had a party you were going to.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry, I don't remember if...
Only one side. Yes. You want smaller pieces?
Yeah, and I'm thinking about needing to take a moment to turn off the fan and start smashing aluminum foil on it.
So it's not so stuck. That makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. I'm just over
'Cause
here going, here's some more tape.
That's fine. That's great. I'm still mashing the cardboard down a little bit, getting it closer to the shape I want before I start.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting enough.
Yep.
And it's straight down the back, which is great. I got a little bit of a curve here. This curve is wrong.
But
I
you
don't
can draw it
care.
in.
We can draw it in, yeah.
Yeah. But we need to get it there so we can.
Yeah. But I've got a fan blowing on me because it's 100 degrees today. Or it feels like it is anyway. So I need to make sure that that's not going to mess with my aluminum foil.
Steve D says we should do a Halloween stream and both dress up.
Okay.
I haven't
I'll
even
come
thought
dressed
about...
as a responsible adult.
I was going to try dressed as Barbie.
Okay. there
I
you
don't
go.
know. I was like, what?
I don't have the abs for Ken. I got the abs for Penguin.
Anyways, I feel like there's lots of different options. There's too many options. I never know what I'm going to be for Halloween. Ever. Not even the day of. I'll be like, I have these 12 options. Which one am I actually going to do?
Right.
Yes. I never pre-think these things through, but we'll figure it out
I
eventually.
think I know what I might wear for the Halloween stream, even though I won't maintain the character the whole time. I think I know. I think I've got something I haven't worn in a while. It's a little bulky, a little weird, but I haven't worn it. It might be good for Halloween.
A little bulky and a little weird.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that sound?
Sounds fun.
Does that not sound like Halloween?
Sounds like Halloween. Not a coffee.
Uh-oh. Well, do you want to go fix your coffee problem?
It's not the coffee I want. I just want the cream and sugar, honestly.
Fair enough. So you want to add a little coffee to your cream and sugar?
Pretty much. That's the way I like my coffee, with just a dab of coffee and mostly cream and sugar.
Still tinting a little bit over the...
Ear.
Yeah.
Just. Don't worry, everybody's watching you.
I know. Everyone's watching. Everyone's judging. That's great. By the way, everyone, I hope you're not disappointed or upset or anything like that I'm working on this instead of the proton pack. I need to get this done before I go to Louisiana, and to be honest, this is probably the only time I would do it. I just haven't had a chance to get down to the shop and do anything.
Yes.
I almost made it all the way around to the back.
Marvel Guy says, I have a question about your gigantic props you've made. How were you able to print the template in full scale? For example, Thanos' sword.
That's a great question.
Do you want? Oh.
No, that's fine. I'm using it to mash some of the
Yeah,
wrinkles down.
smoosh it and smoosh it.
Smooshing. So to do large scale prints, I found at that time things could have changed. FedEx Kinko's as a print shop in the USA, they were offering black and white jumbo prints at 75. No, it was 95 cents. I think I got it to per square foot. So a 2 foot by 6 foot print was a little less than $12. And that was printed up at full size.
Yeah.
So in order to get that size of a full size template printed out, that's literally what I would do initially, was go to Kinko's and pay to have a single print printed out. Easiest way to do it, if you can afford it, and if you got one close by, easiest way you can do it. What I started doing after that was using Adobe Acrobat, and because I would save my prints out as a PDF, I think. Acrobat really doesn't care. It'll open up a JPEG too. And within Adobe Acrobat, you can, in the print options, there's gray buttons across the middle. One's like page, poster, booklet, sorted, something like that. I don't know what the
Yeah,
other
gives
two
you
are.
the printing options.
The second one's poster, and that's what you want. So you hit poster and print full size. So my digital file's the size I want it, 24 inches by 36 inches or whatever it is. And so poster, it will automatically break the picture up into pieces that fit on the paper that's in my printer already, and spit them out with a small margin and cut lines. It's got the little X's to show where to cut those margins off, so you can then just tape it back together. And I started doing that because it was cheaper and it was easy enough for me to do that. There's the time to go to Kinko's, to the money spent to pay it, and then the time to drive back, versus taping it, putting it together. Depending on the size of the print, it was really faster just to tape it together. So this particular pattern was the Curse Crusher blade from Onward that Felicia brought out, and this is one that I have taped together from multiple prints using Adobe Acrobat.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's also very helpful, because sometimes you get intimidated, like, how am I going to make it this big?
Right. Honestly, especially with swords and other things, if you have the ability to print, if you have the ability to get a full-size page, just do it. There's so many little things you forget about trying to measure that you go back and can, even with what you're working on, you can just set it on the paper and go, oh yeah, okay, that's the right size. And I'm visual, right? I'm making visual art. That helps me so much. So Adobe Acrobat Reader, because there's two versions, right? There's Acrobat, which I pay for because that's part of the Creative Suite. You can get the Adobe Acrobat Reader for free from Adobe. It's a way of allowing you to read their PDFs, and it'll still print and do this poster functionality, and it's a free program. So that's the two ways: pay for it at Kinko's or Acrobat.
Ad Vixen says, for big prints, I've been telling my mom to print it on a big TV and trace it. She does
No.
piñatas.
Yep, I've done that.
I've used a projector before, like
Yeah.
those old school ones.
Yeah, the overhead projectors or the art projectors, whatever.
Both.
Both.
I've done both, but I
Okay.
like that because it's just like, let me just trace it.
In high
Visual
school, we
person.
had to do a vector art graphic thing with the Apple IIe, which is finding where the coordinates are and typing in, right? Anyway, I took a poster I had for Max Headroom, taped it onto the window of my room, and then put a piece of paper over it and traced out the Max Headroom onto it, and then was able to figure out what my coordinates are going to be because I put a big piece of grid paper on it, basically. And yeah, that was how I did that. And I was able to double check what my work was, and just started keying it in. So sitting there in class, everyone else is making a lot of like rock star logos and things. And went Iron Maiden, Prince of the Purple Rain, wherever else is what they wanted on their screen, because you got to find points and it's easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just start coding, and I'm still coding at the end of class. And I got guys coming by and telling me, "Oh, this is gonna fail. This is too big. You're gonna fail. This is gonna." And I code for most of the next class, I think. I go, "Okay, render," and it took it, a moment for an Apple IIe, and it pops up. I had one mistake in the teeth. But it's just like, all right, it's Max Headroom, It's like, oh, that worked.
Modern problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, tracing it off your TV totally works, especially the new TVs. I was looking at Captain America stuff at one point, and there was a show on Disney Plus where they were showing the props in good light because it was just the props. They weren't on set. They weren't part of the story. They still weren't really close up on it, but they were, if that makes sense. Paused the show, walked up with my phone and took a picture and had this big image of just, oh, there's the dang buckle, I think that's also what I did for doing the tech helmet for Bad Batch, is I literally took pictures off my big TV.
Reference images.
Reference images.
They're important. They're very important. Let me see. Steve D, are you just making half a pattern or mirroring it? Yes.
Stevie, that's the same question in my head. My
Yes.
plan is to make half a pattern and then mirror it. Yes.
Yeah, so this side we're not worrying about. We're only really worrying about that side.
Yeah.
As long as we know where the center front is and the center back is, that's
Pretty much it. I run the risk of having,
it's slightly too.
yeah, the eyes could be slightly off to not looking at both sides for the symmetry, but
As long as we have a solid front, like a center front and center back,
Yeah.
and we base it off of that and it's accurate, we should be fine.
yeah, pretty much fine enough.
You just smoosh it if it's not.
Yeah, there you go.
The Real Monkey, Mecha Godzilla on the Halloween stream, and Nimblu's saying, oh geez Louise, we gotta pay. I'm sorry, Nimblu's, I saw your comment. Oh, so Odin's gonna dress up as Bumble Scorpion?
That's a very good guess. I do not plan on wearing Mechagodzilla. That's a little too much.
And then Gardat, I have no idea how to say your name, says hello. I'm sorry, but it starts with a G. Anyways. Gardag Gaming.
Yeah,
YT.
it's Guardia Gaming YT. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Guardia Gaming YouTube, or whatever
Yeah.
YT is. Young thing? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Yeet! Hello, Guardia Gaming.
Daniel Knight says, I have 4 anime historical mashups, mostly the ones straight from
Yeah.
Shown Jump.
I think we were talking about that last time, weren't we?
Yeah.
Or the time before. But either way, anime historical mashup sounds very familiar.
Yes. And then Field Walker Mask is saying, hello from Scotland.
Hello, Field Walker Masks.
Field Walker Mask, yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Field Walker Mask.
Hello, Field Walker Mask.
And then Dang LOLers, I don't know. I can butcher anybody's name. Says, what are you making? We are making a helmet.
I'm making a
Magneto.
Jiffy Pop Man.
Magneto helmet, because he's doing a class and wants to figure out the pattern. So we're helping him
Yep.
and having fun doing it.
Well, I don't have a link to the con in the description because actually finding Creators Con as a website, for me, hasn't been easy. Hopefully, Jeff's the guy who's running it. It's made it a little bit easier. Their Facebook presence is easy to get a hold of. And unfortunately, this whole project was last minute. I realized it while driving to the shop. It's like, oh, I should do this. So that's how prepared I was.
ZZ Hub 50 wants to see Odin do a backflip. Please.
I don't want to hurt myself today. So, short story time. It's not a backflip, but I was working, doing some videotape of at a river this week. This was on Tuesday. We're up at the Feather River. They put in a new fish monitoring station.
Okay.
Sounds way more cool than what it kind of... I mean, it is, but a fish monitoring station in my head was a lot more than a PVC pipe fence. But it was a PVC pipe fence. It was a fairly cool, close-knit fence they had set up. It was designed to lay down with the current as the river's low, and then it can raise up, as the water raises up. And it's the pipes are close enough together that little fish can go through, but the bigger fish that they actually want to count end up getting forced to go through a certain thing that has a motion sensor, a tag, or an RFID, or whatever it is, so they can count how many of the fish that they put into the river are actually going up and downstream, right? And it is somewhat automated. We were there to show how boats can go over this fence, because there's a small section that has a little black plastic ramp that a boat can go over. Kayak, motorboat, things like that. So we're out trying to videotape this to make an instructional video for the public. So we got the big old camera, right? This is the big old broadcast camera. This is the one that the cameraman in the Roland Emmerich Godzilla is using when Godzilla almost steps on him. You don't mind if I use a Godzilla reference, right? So one of these big cameras with a big old lens. Basically, I could sell that camera and buy 2 of my truck, right? Got this thing set up on a tripod on the rivers, on the bank of the river, shooting the thing. So when the boats go by, we get a nice clean shot of it all. We do our whole thing. We're packing up to leave, and I get the camera, and well, the rocks are slippery and murky and muddy and crappy, right? Yeah, camera broke my fall in the water. Yeah, the foot right up from underneath me. I didn't do a backflip, belly flop right into the water. I fell on my left. I was going to describe it being worse than it is. I fell on my left knee, right? It hit one of the river rocks. I've got a pretty decent bruise. It still hurts to kneel, but I'm not broken. I'm not physically hurt. It's all just soft tissue damage.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Tis but a flesh wound. But I was trying to hold the camera, right? It's like, I'll hold it center mass, so it'll make it easier. No, it would have been a lot better to hold out like this, probably. It went right into the water, and I landed on top of it, and my face got wet. And I stood up, and I hadn't zipped up the bag, but still, the bag doesn't really zip up. It's a porta-case bag, so the sides zip up, and the rest is just, Velcro flaps. So, like a bucket loader, it scooped up water, right? The 2 Department of Fish and Wildlife guys, Department of Fish and Wildlife, DFW, they came running right over to me. First thing out of their mouth, "Are you okay? Are you hurt? Are you sure you're okay?" So they were there, my safety, which is, you guys, Cookie and Byron, you guys were great. It was great because Cookie was the boat driver with this big old beard. Then they helped me, and I'm still kneeling in the water. And then they helped me with the camera case, and they pull the camera out, and it drains. And the guy pours a gallon or so of water out of the case. It's like, well, fuck. There goes this year's budget, exactly. Finally get it back to the office, explain it to my boss, and there was also a wireless microphone in the front pocket because porta-case
so they
cases.
Heard you
well, no, I was packing up to come back in, so the memory cards were in it. Memory cards were fine. The battery was totally off the camera, right? My habit is disconnect the camera before you start moving cameras. Disconnect cords before you start moving cameras, because I've broken too many things in my youth by leaving the headphone jack plugged in. So all that stuff was disconnected, so it wasn't powered on. The microphone wasn't powered on, but it had batteries in it. We pulled the batteries out immediately. It dried and worked, I think, first day. We haven't powered on the camera yet, to my knowledge, But my boss is confident that, oh, this will probably work again. It may not be as reliable, but it'll probably live because it had no power. It was clean water. It was fairly quick in and out. And we were in his cubicle like 2 hours later, something like that, because we brought the wet thing up to him, right? It's like, yeah, well, this happened, visual aids, and he goes, oh, this shouldn't be too bad, and he picks it up and shakes it, and water flies out of it. It's like, yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Hope there isn't water in the lens. I hope the LCD screens aren't. But I guess we'll find out maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, you know. But anyway, yeah.
Give it a weekend to dry out.
So I didn't do a backflip, but I did a belly flop onto a camera. I felt it go underneath me. Not like broken, but you know, I felt it crush underneath me as I landed on it. So yeah, yeah, that was Tuesday this week. What did you do on Tuesday?
I just went to work.
Well, that's technically what I did.
No, I didn't.
So, yeah.
Was but a Tuesday.
Was but a Tuesday.
I gotcha.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's great, but it tears like shit. I mean.
Yes, it does. You are not wrong.
Yes. Chase Hulkill with a $5 super chat says, hey again, Odin. Here's your reminder to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. An unrelated request to make the Nightblade from Northman.
Oh, okay. I'm from Northman.
Have to look it up.
I'm gonna look. Northman. Did we talk about that before? Who killed? Was that Chase? Chase who killed?
Yeah.
Was that the Netflix show? Was that the North? Oh, the Northman was the movie. Right. Okay, the Northman was the movie. I wanted to see it. It was a historical fiction, right? Or it was like roughly historically accurate, but nothing that happened in it actually happened. Wasn't that movie? Or am I confusing that?
I don't know.
So I know the Witch was that way too, I think, where it was a historical horror film that was period accurate, but nothing that happened is recorded as history.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting, though. Texas Avengers 2 says, sup from Texas.
Hello, Texas. Going to be close to Texas soon. Going to be in Louisiana, September 23rd. Lafayette. You know, Texas is such a small state.
Lone Bam Guy says, so you're making the Hannibal masks? LOL. That one isn't very good. You might just want to leave it. There you go. You fixed it. And then we have PJC 2.0 says, I missed the last few live streams about the Proton Pack. How are they coming along?
Slow.
So we are at the point where they need to get sprayed with the creature cast. And then they also need to get the electronics. We can't add the electronics till we creature cast it, and we have to do an exterior setup for that. And that's just not happening today, so we've taken a break. But we are at that point where we can't avoid doing other steps. We have to do the
pretty much have to.
Creature cast.
I want to use creature cast. It's a water-based neoprene rubber instead of Plastidip because, well, I'm excited about the idea of using it, but I've got the rigid version. So I've got a type that was supposed to set up to be really stiff and hard, right? Not more like car tire hard type of a thing, not rough plastic. So I wanted to see how this stuff worked. But it's funny that something as simple as loading up a HVLP gun with a fluid and spraying it, which should be fairly straightforward, has been a stopping point just because
it's set up.
It's set up. I'm not really set up for it, really. I mean, I am. I've got the air compressor. I got a bunch of other stuff. But, yeah, so it's... Because I just ran right out and would spray stuff on Godzilla without much of a problem. But I'm just not...
It's new stuff.
It's new stuff, and...
there's a learning curve.
There's a learning curve, and I've been kind of mentally not there.
Yes.
Is everyone enjoying our ASMR stream of duct tape?
Ripping duct tape. There's lots of comments. I have not been on top of them. Sorry, people, but thank you for all the lovely comments. Jerry King Cosplay lost the remote to his TV, so he's kind of just stuck now.
Oh, no.
We are his entertainment, unfortunately. No. Ad Vixen says Magneto Helmet ... maniacally. Which one?
Which one? Roughly based off the comic version. It's one that I want. There's been a lot of them in the movies, but I kind of really like the red and purple, Chris Claremont-ish era-ish. Honestly, the one that I was looking up was the Marvel Legends. So that era.
William Edge. What are you making? Magneto Helmet. You answered that one.
Fine question. It's kind of in the description, but it's a lot easier to ask questions and interact.
The Real Monkey's glad you're okay.
Oh, thank you, Real Monkey. Yeah, no, I am. My knee's sore. It was a little rough, but I'm not permanently hurt.
Dan Duschuk says, setup and planning takes a lot. I have everything I need to put sound effects on my Gundam suit. It's just the actual execution of it that daunts me.
Yeah, basically. As with stuff like that, Dan, would also intimidate me as the chips and the electronics and, my ham-fisted soldering. Yeah, that's that's definitely something that if I can, I'd get help with.
DJ Stumpy, howdy doody doo. I'm just tuning in for Odin and Felicia Fix. Is the proton pack done, or are we taking a break? We are taking a break.
Side quest!
Side quest this week. Yep. Side quest.
Side quest. Side quest, because I'm appearing at a con in Lafayette, Louisiana on September 23rd, and I'm trying to make a new pattern to use as a class or a presentation, one of the two, during the con. So, homework. If anybody can find the link for CreatorCon, feel free to post that in the description. It's CreatorCon 2023. So, he's had two this year. This is the southern one. And I've already been talking with Jeff, the guy that runs the thing. He's looking at potentially doing one in the spring. I think it's just the spring of 24 already. It might be the spring of 25, because I think he's trying to space it out a little bit. Either way, there's one coming up in Colorado Springs that that we're talking about me going to. I should be going to. I don't want to say I will be going to. I will probably be going to. And
I like how it looks like you have a piece of duct tape on your shirt.
Yeah, it's my Constool shirt.
It's duct tape day. This is a small one.
Thank you. I appreciate you helping with tearing the tape. It legitimately helps.
No, I get it. Like, I sometimes just set myself up with a bunch of tape before I get going. DJ Stumpy says, awesome.
Sweet. Thank you, DJ Stumpy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's 3 cons in September. SAC Anime this upcoming weekend, which basically is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. CreatorCon, and that's going to be on the 23rd in Louisiana. And then LodiCon, right back here in California on, well, I guess actually technically that's the 1st. No, that's the 30th. It's still September 30th. So,
nice.
Yeah, all sorts of cons. And then, pretty much confirmed, was asked, hey, we want to we got things worked out, we want to make sure everything's going to work out type of a thing, right? So, don't have plane tickets yet, don't have hotel reservations yet, but that's the next step for me going to New York Comic Con. So, Ryobi is going to be taking me to New York Comic Con on October 15th and 16th. Yeah, all this stuff really in a row. Which I'm very excited about, actually. Getting to go to... That's not a little con.
Yes.
When David Tennant is listed as a minor guest, that's not a little con.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So I'll be going to that, and that's like a 3 or 4 day con, I think. I think it's gonna be a 5-day trip.
Right in October?
Right in October, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the 15th, 16th, I think is the weekend.
Last year for Halloween we did the chip challenge with Danda's Junk and
that's what we did. Okay.
Yeah, we were dressed up
That's why it still says chip challenge in the attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, that was a spicy day.
That was a spicy day. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Aaron. And thank you very much to Lee for supplying us with the spicy chips. Yes.
Spicy chips. I did not participate. It was too spicy, and I had to go home and shower because it was spicy.
That's fine.
Yes.
I have no interest in spicy shaming anyone for their level of interest with hot foods. That's fine.
But I will support y'all. Eat spicy things. Have fun. Burn your mouths.
Burn your mouths.
Don't
Burn
give me
food.
hugs.
Yeah, right. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Breathe over there. But good for you.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was surprised that it's like I got home and it felt like I got pepper sprayed a little bit. You know, like I just felt spicy.
Remember, kids, if you're eating hot peppers, don't pick your nose.
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, you cannot pick your friend's nose. Okay, EGF, are we getting the produced full build videos again? Sorry if I've already asked.
This has not been asked yet
before.
this stream. Yes, you will be getting produced full build videos again.
Eventually.
I am working up to, in the background, I've talked about this in previous streams, so I'm going to gloss over this. In the background, my life has gone through some changes over the past year, and I am finally getting some of that dust to settle and getting my act together so I can actually start produced videos again. I've got like 5 shot. Because there's Frog Mom and there's Clue tools. Technically, that's 4. There's a giant Emmy build, and I think there was one other one that
we did a Ryobi giveaway.
Yeah, we did a Ryobi giveaway that may be dated.
Yeah, now at this point, anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, so none of those made it out. So all those need to be,
So working
finished.
on it.
Working on it.
Eventually.
So glad it's not a demon voice.
Eventually.
I don't know. It was in my dreams. It scared me. Toxic Toad wants to know if you were mutants, what would your power be?
To eat anything. If I was mutant. Now you're asking for mutants to have their choice of powers?
Right.
I don't think it works that way.
You don't get to choose which ones. Okay.
Yeah. So what powers do I like? Okay, there's 2 distinct powers that routinely come to mind. Actually, also now I'm saying 3. When I'm doing long drives. It's one of those weird windshield things I'll think about because I'm staring at I-5 for hours. For those of you who aren't aware of how big California is, just in case you want to know, the footprint of the state of California is pretty much equal to the Great Isle in Great Britain, like in its entirety, basically. It's about the same size as Japan. So driving from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state is sometimes more than a day, depending on your stamina. And that's with the interstate system where we can actually have a straight shot and just go.
And I like stopping for pea soup in the middle.
Yeah,
stopping
just going from Sacramento, which is about center of the state, a little high center in the state, to San Diego, which is one of the lowest points in the state, took me 16 hours a couple of years ago. So there's some windshield time to think about crap like, if I was a superhero, it'd be really cool. One of my favorite jokes is a superhero. If I had superpowers, I wouldn't be a hero. Heroic powers, I would love to be able to basically, I like the idea of healing, like a cleric style healing, right? Being able to
like Wolverine.
Not personal, no, like lay on hands and heal someone else.
Healing someone else.
Healing someone else, yeah. Or also the same idea, but to like old cars and mechanical things and fix things, right? Those are 2 things that come to mind.
Opposite of Cat Noir.
Kind of the opposite, yeah. Or teleport, because then the drive would be over. Yeah.
Right. Teleport. Don't want to actually fly. That's too much work. Let's just go there.
Let's just look. There's a mutant that I believe she opens up a door, and it opens up any other door on the planet.
Oh. I was thinking of the blue guy who just kind of...
Yeah, and the Nightcrawler
apparates.
can just teleport, but he has to... It's kind of a cool restriction to his power. He has to be able to basically have been or be able to mentally see where he's going, so he can teleport somewhere safely. So when he first encounters like a little BAMF, I think they called them on another planet, he can only teleport for as far as he could see, and then teleport again because he couldn't just go to the destination. He'd never been there and couldn't conceive of where he was going.
Yes.
So that was a neat way of limiting the teleport power. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to Pluto. Oh, I can't breathe. This sucks. It's cold.
Darius. Some days I really want to be a supervillain, but I'm just too darn nice.
Yeah. Some days I want to be a supervillain. I just can't seem to get out of bed. What was that? That was a bipolar bear in the tick. This looks like a job for bipolar bear. I just can't get out of bed.
I like the one that's like, I like squirrels.
Yeah.
What's your superpower? I like squirrels.
Now, did I talk over you? Did you share your power?
No, I didn't share my
that's
power.
fine. That's fine.
I don't know what my power would be. Honestly, I want all the gadgets.
Right.
But then I would just... I don't
You'd
know.
just be go-go gadget.
Right? No. I don't know. I'm thinking of like the supers from The Incredibles. Sorry, The Incredibles.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of all their superpowers, and I'm like, I want
That's cool.
Jack's powers.
Right.
I just want to be a little terror.
Yeah.
You know? Apparate, be a fire demon baby. You know? Like all the fun things. Kind of float around.
What's cool is how much the Incredibles are basically the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. But a family.
I don't mind.
Yes.
It's not like that bothered me. I'm going to use up all the tape just because she tore it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's...
Got lots of comments, and I haven't kept up on them.
Okay, well, we were talking. Somebody got me talking, and I talked.
No, it's fun. DJ Stumpy recently tried the hot pickle challenge and survived the pickle, but then decided to drink the juice from the packet, and that was a big mistake.
All right. I'm not a huge pickle fan, so that doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
I don't mind them in sandwiches and things and burgers and whatnot, but as far as the idea of, I'm going to eat a pickle. Yeah, nah. All right.
I thought he was going to say that it was spicy going in and spicy coming out, and I was like,
Oh, that's the trope, yeah.
Yeah. Sean Card says Flaming Hot Cheetos are a little too much for him.
Yeah, the Flaming Hot Cheetos I don't much care for because those are just made to be super hot.
I
really
could
like
get into those. Eating them with Funyuns, like, I mix those two together.
Oh, that could be good. Yeah, that could be good. But as far as just out of the bag, the jalapeno cheddar is my favorite. Jalapeno Cheetos. A little harder to find, but they've actually got a good flavor and a bit of hot.
Yeah. I don't mind the Flaming Hot Cheetos, but I also do like to mix them with Funyuns together. Like,
Yeah.
that's my way to eat them.
Man,
Because Funyuns are boring on their own.
They have Flaming Hot Funyuns
You want
now.
the Sharpie, don't you?
Yeah.
And you want me to trace that while you hold it?
Yeah, would you do that? I'd appreciate that.
Yep, I can.
Because there's someone here that can actually help.
And can draw a straight line. You are tilting this way. There you go.
Well, the head's
This is-
tilting a little too, so we can't go perfectly straight up and
I
down.
know, but your center back's more this way.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It probably moved when I
Yeah, that's where it would have flared slightly in the back. But you good.
just pinched the nose.
Alright, you want to slide it down?
So, Felicia, what are we using here to draw our line with? We got this piece of plastic.
Oh yeah, a flexible ruler because I don't like patterning without one. These things are my favorite tool, and it was really annoying coming over here and Odin didn't have any. And I'd steal all his tools and he didn't have this one, so I gave him. You have two now. I probably left that one here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, clear plastic rulers are my favorite, and now Odin has plenty of them that I
think
can
that's
now.
centered. I'm
Is
trying
that
to go
more
center
centered?
down the neck.
Okay, so
Right,
does that
'cause
feel more
it's-
centered to you?
Yeah.
There you go.
And I bumped you. Would you redo down here by 8-7?
I get it, because if you get that line off, then you have a flare, and then all of a sudden your little
yeah,
space
all
balls
wonky,
versus...
Wonky. Yep. People still want me to do dark helmet. I remember people. I remember the people have asked.
Mm-hmm. That one's a fun costume.
Yeah, it is. Can I see the pen?
Yes, you may.
I think I'm unhappy with my...
Center front line, it's a little too...
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Hard thing is, once you get a whole bunch of lines put on...
Which one is your real line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the real line, please stand up.
Not at all. No, here's a silver one if you want to mark it. On this...
That's all right.
Then it'll just disappear.
What's fun is I'm using the Ryobi pen, so I'm going to move to Sharpie. The Ryobi pens are oil-based, basically. They may not actually be, but oil's the solvent that will erase the Ryobi pen, whereas rubbing alcohol will take away a Sharpie pen. So if I start using a Sharpie for the rest of the drawing, if I'm not happy with something, I can take a little hand sanitizer or a little bit of rubbing alcohol on paper towel, and I can just erase it off and try again. And it shouldn't bother the Ryobi line. Shouldn't. Let's give that a shot. I'm talking about it. Let's see if that actually happens.
Without saying Wolverine, what's your favorite X-Men? Wolverine! Storm. She's my favorite. She's just a queen. I love her so much. I can control the weather. Right?
Right?
Nobody
Well,
can control
there's
the weather. That's
quite
like,
a few to choose from there. I like the fact that she's flip-flop sides. That's actually kind of appealing. Mystique, the ultimate cosplayer.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love Mystique, right?
May I have a paper towel?
But, yeah, still like Storm. She's my favorite. But
Yeah.
Mystique, yeah, I can see that. About...
Oh, hey, look, it worked. Well, that's interesting.
Did the
I haven't seen that
alcohol take
before.
the Ryobi?
Yeah, the alcohol's taking the Ryobi pen off. I mean, I can still see it, so I can put it back. Huh. What did they change
But
it?
it's still fresh.
Yeah, it's still fresh, too. Interesting. I remember that not being the case before. All right.
It's
well,
just not purpley.
I'll quit talking about that. It's not purpley.
And it doesn't float to the surface when you paint.
Correct. And that was, it doesn't float to the surface. Joe, when painting the Jinx's gun from Arcane,
Oh, that's the thick one?
used this to do some graffiti on it. And then we went and clear coated it. And I wasn't there for that. And I'm looking at it going, it didn't run. How did you do that? You know, this is pen. And so, yeah, this didn't run under spray paint when we did the Jinx's gun. So,
Yes. The science, right?
the science, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, it's still fresh. Maybe that's part of it. But that was just funny. It's like, let's give this a shot. I've said this for a long time. It's like, oh, crap, it came off. Well, I better stop saying that.
Schultz Divisions is back. I'm glad everything's all cleaned up.
Do you have a good birthday party, Schultz?
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't your birthday party, but still, you could have had a lot of fun with it.
So Marvel Guy wants any tips on using the rotary tool when sanding foam or shaping foam, but I feel like we could do a whole episode just on a rotary tool.
Don't follow my example. Wear eye protection and wear a dust mask.
And do it in a space where you can get dust everywhere, because it gets everywhere.
It's going to get everywhere. Yeah.
I like to do it outside. And I like that using the battery operated one so that I can just go do whatever anywhere outside and not be stuck to a power outlet.
Yeah. Steve at SKS Props, I think he even has a video on it. He made himself a rotary tool station. Basically, there's a big box fan with cardboard funnels going to it, and he's put an air filter across the box fan. And the box fan is blowing away from him, so it's sucking all the air into the fan. So he stands there and does the rotary tool into this filter, and it captures most of the dust.
Yeah, there's dust
Yeah.
things. Like if you have your shop vac set up while you're rotoring tool, that also could work. It's just kind of dust containment is important, especially if you are like me and can't handle synthetic dust, and it just makes you sneeze and drippy and gross. Yeah.
So that's, hey, at least I know where my nose is. So now I get to
Draw it in.
draw it in. Yeah.
News.
News.
I took my French curve, didn't I? I didn't leave one here.
No, there's no French curve. We've got the hip ruler And we got a flexible ruler, but there's no French curve.
Yeah, because I took that back.
Because you're seeing French curves?
Well, I just tend to use it when I'm doing curved lines because it just
Makes
does it so
sense.
clean, but it's not necessary. It's just
Right.
the tools I go to grab that I'm like realizing that I left you one, but then didn't leave it here.
Fair enough.
I took it back. Yes, it's a number 17 French curve is my favorite because it's the
Right.
right size for human scale in general, like finer scale, where the hip curve's more for the bigger anyways, but
And to be honest, looking at the time and the fact that we got a distraction coming up, I'm not going to get much past making the pattern because I'm talking too much. But that's the point of the live stream, right? Is to talk to you guys.
at least you'll have your pattern done and you don't have to think about patterning it anymore. That's the hard part. Real Monkeys wants to know if there's any plans, with the $5 super chat, if there's any plans to make the rest of Magneto's costume.
Not currently. Not against it. Actually, I think Magneto's got a great look. Not currently, because the rest of the foam of his costume would be his chest plate, I think. And then it's cloth. He's got his red suit, his cape. He's got he's got the bucket gloves, and he's got boots. And so, yeah, that's doable. I don't intend on cosplaying as Fat Magneto, so it's not fair. Anybody can cosplay as anybody they want, right? That's the truth. It doesn't matter. Anybody can cosplay as any character that they want to cosplay as, and I 100% support anybody who wants to cosplay as anybody because that's the point of cosplay. I happen to like to look as close as I can to what I'm doing, and I don't have the right body shape for the majority of the heroes, so I don't cosplay as them because I don't want to. But it doesn't mean you can't. So, you know, I'm only shaming me, not everyone.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
What's that?
Well, Jerry Can Cosplay was asking what kind of cake was at Schultz's party.
Oh, okay.
And Schultz said muffins and apple cake thingy with whipped cream on top.
Oh, cool.
That sounds delicious.
What's neat is I enjoy the fact that we have international friends, and that hey, not too bad for eyeball versus curve.
Yeah, no, I love using curves. They help.
Having international friends and getting to hear how other cultures do things, that's very interesting to me. It was a lot of fun when I was working at Play. Stefan had a birthday. He was French-Canadian, and he hated how sweet American cake was. Which I never even considered, right? Because in America, we eat pounds of sugar, sometimes with flavor.
Our bread is cake.
Our bread is cake, yeah. So instead, they went out and bought a full round of Gouda cheese, put it on a bread of pretzels, put candles on it, and that was birthday cake, and that was really good. Now, that's not normal. That was just what they did for Stefan, but
Yeah.
that got me thinking about a little more about, oh, yeah, okay, this isn't, and it's not. I mean, yeah. Making Kool-Aid. What goes in Kool-Aid? 5 pounds of sugar, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I made sugar the other day. I
You
made
made sugar?
Kool-Aid
Oh,
the
did
other
you?
day. And yes, it is just sugar. But it's delicious. It's like,
It is delicious, yeah.
It's addicting.
Yes. So there's the eyebrow, which is fine. The eyebrow belongs. Here's the cheek.
Jerry can't cosplay. I'm the same. I tend to try and cosplay as characters with beard so I don't have to shave.
Right. Yeah. But at the same time, Jerry, if you wanted to go as like Rogue, everyone would love it. He has a big old beard and say, I'm Rogue. There was a point in time when I more than once put serious thought. This is when I had hair, because I used to have long hair, not quite as. No, mine wasn't nearly as long as Felicia's or as full, but I had longer hair. Doing that up into a ponytail and going as Laura Croft for Halloween, and I never did it. Not sure if I would now, but yeah, I was
I've
tempted.
done that once because it was an easy one for gymnastics because I used to coach gymnastics and I would dress up all the time for the kids.
Okay.
And that one, I don't think I ended up wearing it for the kids because having guns didn't seem appropriate.
Yeah, that's one of the issues I'm running into now. When I was
Yeah.
considering it, it wasn't as big of a deal.
Right? it.
But
It was years ago.
yeah.
I ended up being Little Mermaid. I did Cookie Monster.
Okay.
Did a clown.
Oh, I haven't looked at the message. Sorry.
No
I
worries.
messaged Crypto of it. Hopefully getting some new shirts and Sac Anime.
Oh, fun.
Go ahead. So you were Cookie Monster, you did Clown.
No, I did a bunch of those different ones, and I thought I did Laura Croft. No, but it was one of those ones I considered doing for that because it was just basically stretchy shorts and a tank top. So you could do gymnastics, coach it in it as that character, but the reason I didn't was the guns.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yes, that one's an easy one.
No, I'm just the eyes
You're
are
doing
drawing
Spider-Man,
on. It
yeah.
kind of ends up looking like Spider-Man to me.
They
I
do
look
have
at
that.
it straight on. It's like, okay, yeah, that's not quite what I want. This needs to be long. Your head tilted back on.
Yes, this has a good curve to it. This
Yeah.
is not as curved. It's
Which
more.
is this curve?
The top is that straighter curve, where this bottom part's like that curved.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like-
looking at.
Yeah, it's right there. It's that part. What about flipping it? To get that part.
Oh,
Does that make
is
sense?
it that soft of a curve?
See?
Okay.
Pretty round, like an eyeball.
All right. Try not to hit you in the face.
No worries. Hiya. It's a machete.
Ah!
Yeah. It is a weapon in and of itself. That's why they always like abuse the children in the classrooms with the rulers. You know? You will behave.
That's just an American thing.
Da, 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 da. I have not been paying attention to the chat because Steve D is asking if we have any posts to open.
We do have post to open, and
We'll
it's
get
time
there.
for post, isn't it?
Yeah, but you fix the eyeball. Don't get distracted because then you'll walk away and be like, what?
Now, we got post. We both have post open, I think. You have something to share anyway. What you could do while I'm doing this.
Yes, I could. Steve D said I had to shave cosplaying Elliot from E.T. as a kid with a beard doesn't quite work.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, and it's just yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it.
It's honestly, I feel like a cosplaying a lot is where you see yourself in the characters and you want to put yourself into the, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and if you mentally can't put yourself into that character, don't make yourself. It's okay.
Right.
Except I don't know. I feel like cosplaying is where people really get to explore themselves by being others.
Yes.
Let me see. Stevie, what happened to Soul Edge from the wall?
It's packed up for the con. I went to one and then got busy, so I never brought it back. And now it's going to go to Sac Anime in like 3 days, so I just didn't bother to unpack it. It'll come back after Sac Anime.
That looks good. This looks good. I think that you were right about that corner.
This corner needs to be more on,
Hold on.
less off. So there's more curve coming in. So this is really straight.
So
it needs
use
to
the
come back
curve
in.
to that.
Yeah.
So like right about there. Let's see. Is that kind of it?
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah. And it does do that dramatic up.
It does. Yeah, it does pretty.
And it does that dramatic down. I think you're right. You have to add a border though. So
Yeah.
in your brain, it changes
Right.
the scale.
Well,
of
I can
things.
put the border on now too
Yeah.
a little bit, and then it's basically straight coming down.
Yeah.
I think it's flared a little. I think it's a little wider at the bottom than it is the top.
Honestly,
No, actually, the other way,
it's
isn't it?
It's pretty straight. It's pretty narrow in there because also when you wear it, you're going to spread it ever so
Oh, that's
slightly
true.
with your face. Even if you try not to, it's just going to naturally.
All right. So yes, we have post to open.
Yes.
We have some important post to open. I've got 2 boxes that showed up this week. Move when I get some space.
Sharp Shot FX says cosplay for me has been all about physical transformation. I like to shock people with some transformations.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Interesting. I really do like cosplay. I like costumes and stuff. I come from a costume shop.
Right.
I'm in the wardrobe department. Yeah.
I've always enjoyed costumes. Yeah.
I don't get dressed. I put on costumes.
So I've got 2 different bits of mail. Did you have something to open? Did you want to open? Or?
Oh, I was just going to show them some things I pulled out of my mom's fabric stash, but I didn't bring fabric. I brought other things, but let's do this first.
This has a story that goes along with it, so we'll do this second. And this is very much a thank you, Mariah and Aaron. Thank you, Hire for Hire on the stream. This still has his address on it for the most part. It's been a little taped over. No, it looks like this has been Greeked. Hey, look at that. Someone Greeked it. Why? That's great. This one's from Ireland. It says so right down here. Ireland. Yes.
Camera 4? Or, you know.
From, yeah. I mean, so this is from Jerry Can Cosplay, right? It's great. I got 2 friends who are both named Jerry, and they kind of swapped names at one point, and I still can't keep it straight. It's really kind of sad. But this is from what?
Jerry Can Cosplay says that blue one is a little squished.
Yeah, it is a little squished. Yeah, it came this way, unfortunately. It didn't come with the painter's tape on it, but it came this way, Jerry. But yeah, this is. I do not know what this is. I have an idea because Jerry asked me a question at one point, and I'm wondering if that's related to what's in the box because you can tell it doesn't weigh a whole lot.
Probably something foam.
Probably something foam. And then, unfortunately, the custom form gives away an idea. It says prop helmet. So it's a helmet, but I think I know which helmet it is.
Cool.
So this is actually really cool because yeah. Where is?
Mike Davis says I've been missing your videos, Odin. Good to see you.
Thank you. Yes, the videos will be coming back. Honestly, I've been saying that for a long time. It's just taken some effort to get the mental health put back together to be able to honestly be able to do that. They're coming. It's going to happen. What's going to happen is the videos are going to be once to twice a month. It's going to be pretty much every other week is the goal. And that's a lot still to do. But especially the full-time job and a few other things I'm trying to get taken care of in the background. But if that's all I'm trying to do, I think I can do that again. There's no way I can go back to weekly. Yeah. Plus, the monetization things seem to have changed at YouTube that going weekly as your only job, it doesn't pay the bills anymore. And that was a major stress for me.
Yeah. Ad Vixen says, I always see cosplay as using myself to filter the character. Because I try for photo accuracy, and I would go crazy with anime characters. I do Kingdom Hearts myself. That's awesome.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts is cool.
Yes. And Dan Does Junk says, I enjoy transforming into Gundams and telling people, I'm not a Transformer! Becoming the giant toy. I see.
Yes, becoming the giant toy. Giant toy! So, Shock Gremlin got a chance to order a 3D scanner, so a handheld 3D scanner, right? That was designed for doing basically full body scans, close-ups for getting car parts that fit. Haven't got a chance to use it yet, but the idea of being able to scan my head or scan an action figure.
Should we do that live one day?
Oh, that'd be awesome, yeah.
Scan your face live.
Scan your face a lot, yes. And I would, yeah, very excited about being able to 3D print an accurate noggin or be able to get a, yeah. So, still excited by that.
I love living in the future.
Yeah. And it's, yeah, it's you know, it's kind of like this with a thing across the top. It's extremely portable. That's all it is.
So it doesn't feel like it's being a gun pointed at you.
No. It looks like the Kinect bar from Xbox.
Okay.
On a tripod you can hold. It's got a battery and it's Wi-Fi to your computer. And when it showed up in the box, it wasn't even this big. It was like 3 of these stuck together. That's all it was. It was a really little box.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We did a Ghost Hunters episode once,
okay.
And they had a machine that looked like an Xbox connector, and it was an Xbox connector because it was looking for the bodies.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we were at a graveyard. It was awkward. It was weird. It was crazy, and I now believe in ghosts. Anyways, but yes, now I'm picturing that. But yes, we should scan your face and we should do it live.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, wow, SAC Anime's coming up. Yeah. All right, Jerry. Hi, Odin. I'm sorry to hear about my situation lately. For those of you who don't know, I'm getting a divorce. And I thought I would send you something that will hopefully cheer you up even a little. You have brought joy to my life and so many others with your videos over the years. This is the least that I can do. Thank you, Jerry. Hope you enjoy. Your friend, Jerry, a.k.a. Jerry Can Cosplay. It's written down, so maybe I'll frickin' remember it. P.S. Say hi to Felicia and Dan for me. Hi!
I've been hide.
I'm not even going to pretend like I can do the accent because you guys will hate me. And yeah, this is really cool because this is bummer the
Packaging peanuts.
the packaging peanut stuck a little bit. Yeah, but that's okay. Literally, I believe this is the helmet he's wearing in his thumbnail for his videos. At least it was. There was a con I went to a few years ago. I'm assuming nothing else is in here. Yeah. You want some Irish peanuts?
That's nuts.
That's nuts. There was a con I went to a few years ago where I lost my Red Guardian helmet. And trying to make videos and trying to get things going, never got a chance to make a new one. Oh, yeah.
Like a glove.
Got some pressure here, but you know, heat gun while it's on my face and make it fit. Heat gun on that one would probably be a better idea.
Yeah. Protect your angry eyes just in case.
Eee. Thank you, Jerry. It's awesome. Yeah.
Well received by Odin.
Well received. Thump. It almost made. I held the sides and pulled it off. It almost made the noise the lid makes on a toaster tube. Boom. Yeah.
Now I go aliens.
Aliens. That is really cool. Oh wow, your star is really good. Did you actually do the star the way I did it, where it's like all cut out with all the darts and glued it all together? That was a pain in the ass. Looks like you actually did it. Right on. This is way cool. Thank you. From across the pond, my missing prop came back.
Ace goes, a 3D scanner? Man, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
And Diamond Dude 1011 says, I once cosplay PT Barnum from The Greatest Show for a fun run at my high school.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you were the ringleader. You called the shots. Now I'm just have Britney Spears in my head.
Ringleader, you're calling the shots, brain screws in your head.
Britney Spears. Is
Britney Spears. Okay,
lyrics in my head.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes that makes more sense than brain screws.
Brain screws. Yeah,
I hear
no,
is
I'm
good.
not imagining now Frankenstein. Brain
Frankenstein.
screws.
Okay. I also like RoboCop.
Oh, there you go.
You know, because they got taking the bolts out of the side of his helmet, like 3-inch bolts to take the helmet off. Nice practical effect.
Yes.
Jerry, that's really cool. Thank you. Honest. Thank you. That's
So
really
this
cool.
is confidential.
So this is confidential. This
Top
we can show.
secret.
Yes.
Authorized personnel only.
Right.
Death Lord Bear,
Yep.
August 21st.
So if you want, yeah, we can. This is a safe one to show.
Camera 3.
Yeah, camera 3 is
Or-
fine. 3 or 4, whichever. Right. Well, I don't know how much you can read on this, but yeah, like she says, confidential, top secret. As evidence, description is cheese. I wish. Might be. Location is porque. Date time, nada.
This gift wrap is 100% recyclable
Oh, good.
in multiple languages.
'Cause it's the backside of the gift wrap. So what this box is leftover from an event that I went to yesterday with Hire for Hire in Stockton. So myself and Shop Gremlin and the two people from Hire for Hire from the Zombie Prevention League, they invited us to come down to a LARPing event where it was the game 10. It was the final game, or going to be one of the final games, of the humans versus the zombies. So they've been doing this LARPing campaign for a little while. They're trying out a new venue, which I think worked really well. They were able to do it at CQB City. It's an airsoft arena set up in Stockton, with like 64,000 square feet.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've been to LARPing things in a park. And it looks great because you're outside. You got the foliage behind you. You got the sun on you. It feels it fits for authentic fairly well because it's trees, right? Except
Yeah.
California trees aren't necessarily European. But who cares? In the airsoft thing, totally not period at all, but it doesn't matter because it's fantasy anyway, right? But the idea that now there's corners you have to go through, there's hallways you have to clear, you've got cars you can get between you and the zombies because these were fast zombies that are armed. This was more like fighting White Walkers than Romero zombies. They were people, right? They were players, but still, the way they were moving, because I didn't know. Are they going to be shambling towards us?
What's the rules of the game?
Yeah, what's the rules of the zombies? No, there's just the other team. They're just there to kick your butt. They did. I got killed by one of the zombie kings, which I didn't take as being bad. You get multiple lives while playing the game. You get they give you playing cards. You write your name on it. You have 4 playing cards that represent your 4 lives. Doesn't matter what the card face is. They just there was a red team and a green team, so I got green card backs and they had red card backs, and we would just turn the cards in whenever we got killed to resurrect and come back. But there were also clerics, so they were able to summon a corpse and mumble the spell, and now you're resurrected without having to use a life. So it was all, it was really fun. I don't know if it's something I'm going to go and do all the time.
It's a lot of work.
Could be. I was still very overwhelmed with the whole thing, and there were certainly some players who are far more enthusiastic and in the spirit than I was, and which isn't bad. Do not want to badmouth them, but it's like, I don't have that kind of drive. So we got to go. Shock Grumman helped out Aaron with the merchant booth. So in game, there were coins, little chips of some sort, basically, that were effectively poker chips. They weren't, but easy enough to describe them that way. That were scattered about, or zombies would drop, and then the players could collect those and go to the merchant booth and purchase things. Like he had made the guy Bear had made special shields that had enchantments so they couldn't be broken, and had special weapons that did more damage to the zombies because they were enchanted. They were very green, so you could tell. So you could buy these things with ZP points during the game. They also had these gifts, and so they, Hire for Hire, bought us this 20-point gift.
And we'll find out what it is.
We'll find out what it is. I hope that wasn't too much information. Ooh, it's snowflakes on the inside. Oh, good. He was smart enough to rip his shipping, his address off the box.
Daniel Knight says, did somebody say LARPing?
Yep, LARPing. I actually went LARPing last night. Home sword and everything. I played a barbarian. I killed a zombie with a rock.
Louis Costi says, at my age, I'm almost ready for AARP. But then he just deleted the comment, but that was funny.
That is funny. I'm glad you got to see that, because that's funny.
Yeah.
Instead of LARPing, I'm almost ready for ARPing.
Stars
All right.
says, I'll never forget my first evening in Sacramento, and Carl Miller takes us LARPing for Vampire in the Masquerade while we were somewhat jet-lagged. It's weird fever dream of memory now.
Yes. So I did do Vampire the Masquerade as LARPing, which is, your Vampire by Night, I think is what they called it. And there's one thing in that, because one of the vampire powers you could have is obfuscation, right? Basically, invisibility, but not. It's more like the person looking at you doesn't know they're looking at you.
Okay.
Type of a thing,
I was
right?
like, is it like that one movie where the guy's like, I'm invisible when nobody looks at me?
Right. Oh, Mystery Men is a beautiful movie. So to represent being obfuscated while doing Vampire by Night, you just hold your hand over your face, right? This is all you got to do to show everybody else that you don't know I'm here. And so there's this one particular night where I had worked all day, and I went to go anyway, but I was tired. I didn't care. And I was laying down on a park bench, and I look up, and I have one of the enemy factions of vampires walking up to me, giggling, and I just kind of see him and go, all right, I don't see you. So I go back to laying down, and he pulls out a stake and goes, ha! On me, right? And so right to here, well, I've got body armor on with a chest plate, which is a standard thing the vampires wear for stake protection, right? You get your trauma plate. It's a bulletproof vest with a trauma plate. And so now we have to rock, paper, scissors to see if the trauma plate saves me from the stake or not.
Yeah.
And I did, right? I won whatever the hand rule was. So at that point, I roll off and everything else, and I look around, and of course he's still obfuscated, so I don't see him. He's just giggling and laughing, and so was I, and that was fun. But I kept thinking with the zombies, I should just do this, and they can't see me.
But it doesn't work in that world.
No, zombies could probably still see me anyway. They're all undead. Zombie dice! Got a game.
Nice. 13
Sorry for all the
dice.
extra stories.
Don't get shotgun. Eat 13 brains and win. You are a zombie and you want brains.
Oh, so the players are zombies.
Yeah, you're a zombie.
Okay.
You want brains. Don't get shotgunned. Eat 13 brains and win.
Okay.
Zombie Dice is a quick game for any zombie fan or a whole zombie family. The 13 custom dice are your victims.
Ooh.
Push your luck and eat their brains, but don't stop before they get shotgun blast ends your turn. Play it at lunch, brains, or while you're in line for a zombie movie. This isn't a line. Like,
I can play this. Yeah,
yeah, I can see it, but
That's cool. It's a Steve Jackson game. I'm a huge fan of Steve Jackson games. First edition, 18th printing. Published January 2021. That's very cool.
stories. A baker's dozens of brains.
A baker's dozens of brains. Do brains come in a little pink box? Kind of.
I'm in a shell. It's like your helmet.
Kind of. There's an extra dice in here with
That's number 13.
dog prints on it. Doggy footprints.
Your help from the canine companion. I don't know. Maybe stuff.
Find these dice designs and more at your favorite local game store. Okay, so this is our bonus dice to help us get excited about. Oh, I bet that sounds great in the mic. Cool.
Fava beans go best with brains. Well, you got some gunshots.
I got some gun. I got 4 gunshots, 4 brains, and 4 runaways. So at least I've got a nice equal.
Half the people, like a third of the people ran away.
Oh,
a
that was
third
the
of the
people.
people you got their brains, and a third of the people shot you. Actually, one extra.
I'll probably
person
read
got
the rules and actually play this for real later. No, this is super cool. Thank you, Hire for Hire. Thank you, Bear.
Justice Bork wants to know, what can we expect the next cosplay prop build? Don't know.
I wish I could give you a date. Basically, right now my goal is to get my next cosplay build out before the anniversary of the last one.
Are we running
I'm
on
not.
that?
Yeah, we're getting up on that in a hurry, and that's not comfortable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's okay. I got one out and don't have plans to get another one out anytime soon.
Okay. Yeah, I want to keep that.
Yeah, you want to keep that. Yes. Okay. Oh, Louis Cossey posted it again. LARP. At my age, I'm ready for AARP.
Right.
Sorry, that made me laugh. Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at copying down what the. If I draw some of the, well, you can go to the bottom, I guess, first. But if I draw some of the trim,
Yeah,
I want
the
to say
details.
texture, before I cut everything apart, then I know I got it right. But also, I'm remembering something else I did yesterday. Besides playing around with a bunch of zombies,
What?
yesterday I was helping out Roseville High School, helping out the students, helping out the director with getting some stuff made for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie, whatever it's being called, the Chocolate Factory. Charlie and Chocolate Factory, the play they're doing. So what they wanted to do is, of course, make us some big candies, some oversized things, because you got to go. A big part of the play happens in the invention room, in the Candyland aspect of. So I bring out my my hot wire tools. This is the same big, goofy looking, almost bandsaw tool that I use for the Stonehenge video. We're getting all that set up. The school has a power problem, so the first couple outlets we wanted to use wasn't working when the students kept testing it with their phone charger until she finally found one that would actually work. It's like, okay, so we'll set up here and start cutting. Got 3 cuts into it, and the lovely fumes that come off the EPS foam that we're cutting.
Set off the fire alarm.
Set off the fire alarm in a high school.
Yes.
Yes, in a high school. We got 2 cuts in, I think, maybe 3. 3 cuts in because we had 3 parts. Had to cut off the thing first. And so if you haven't had a fire alarm go off in a real actual fire alarm go off in a school or at a con or some other large public event, everybody has to vacate the building. Thankfully, it was Saturday. We were the only ones there, so I didn't disrupt everyone else on campus. But the entire class and the teacher and myself had to vacate the building. I could go back in, and the teacher could go back in because we were the responsible adults. She was the one in charge. She had the authority to bring me in as one other person to make sure that stuff wasn't going bad, right? But we still had to wait for the fire department to show up. No choice here. This is just law. The fire department has to show up. They have to determine there isn't a fire. They have to silence the alarm with their code, or clear the fact the alarm has gone off with their code, and then the students can come back in, which is good because that's good safety. But that was an hour out of our 3-hour class basically wasted because I set up the fire alarm cutting styrofoam. And we had, I was setting everything back up on the loading dock outside. We didn't do that at first because it's a southern facing dock, so it was all totally in the sun. But at this point, that's the best plan. So we're getting all this stuff set up again to do it again before we call the students back in, because I'm trying to do something that moves the day along without wasting too much time. And the fire guys walk by, and I get one thing cut, and they watch all this come off. It goes, oh yeah, that's what set off the fire alarm. Yeah, there's no fire here. But it took them another 10 minutes to figure out where the fire control room was, why the alarm stopped. While we were there, the alarm's going off, the strobes are going off, because we've got strobes that blink for the hearing impaired, so you know there's a fire alarm going off. All those things are going off, but then they stop.
Because it's no longer getting the signal.
Is that all it was?
Yeah, because it's not making the connection.
Okay.
So,
because they were trying to figure out if someone had the authority to turn it off remotely or not.
No, it's just there's no longer
There was
anything
no
triggering
longer
it.
Triggering it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to hear. So we weren't sure. The firemen weren't sure. They figured it was someone had a code remotely. I like what she says. That makes a lot more sense. And then the firemen talked about what happened a few years ago. This is possibly panorama time, but somebody broke into the theater itself. So same building, broke into the theater itself and set off all the fire extinguishers in the theater just to make a mess and screw around, right? So, well, it's all the dust type. It's all the it's the non-foaming dust type fire extinguishers, which set off the fire alarm because of particulates in the air. So now they've had a breaking and entry burglar alarm go off and a fire alarm go off. The firemen get there first before the police, realize there's this, they've got the a broken burgled door. We can't go in because they could still be in there and they might be angry and hurt us, right? Which totally makes sense. So as soon as the police show up, they go, yeah, this happened. Somebody could go inside. You go in first. I mean, literally, they put it that way, too. And let us know if there's a fire or not. And, gee, for some reason, the firemen, the policemen weren't too keen on that, but they did it. Nobody was in there. Whoever did it split. But
It went
dark.
It went dark. My reference images. I was giving even lines so that you could then draw them in.
Thank you.
Seam allowance.
So, what did I do this week? I fell in a river, bumped my knee, and dropped a $30,000 camera into the water that may or may not still work. On Saturday, I set off a fire alarm at the high school and interrupted a class that I was invited to come and help give. And then Saturday night, the Zombie King killed me. So that was my week. How are you guys doing? Or as some of my other friends at Nerd Podcast Radio say, what's nerdy with you? I don't mind at all you're doing this. This is great. So, let me go look at some of the comments. Let me just trip on everything.
Yeah, that leg's sticking out, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the same leg.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right. Oh, Ad Vixen says, oh my god, someone did that at my old high school, the extinguisher. Wow.
What?
Louis Calsey just got a Ghostbusters movie accurate kitchen colander to make the Louis Tully analyzer helmet.
Ooh.
Talk about a unique thing to try and find. Good for you! Yeah, Dan. Schultz says, Dan, you should do a Lego Dude you can fit in. Tempted to bring my Lego Dude to Sac Anime. Yes, please. I have no problem, Dan. If you want to bring and set them up, you know, we'll make space for them. And if you want to do a sign, yeah, please. Pop goes the helmet. Yep. DJ McFlurry says, I'm watching this at McDonald's. Schultz Division, no, it wasn't a CO2 fire extinguisher. It was the dust type, the particulate type. Yeah, because there's like foam CO2 and then the one that does the powder. It looks like coffee creamer, but it's not because it's not flammable. Nice. Justice Burke is looking at making a Zaku 2 cosplay based off the idea of how we did the Gundam cosplay. And hopefully he can get it 3D modeled correctly. Look for a 3D model. We ended up finding a 3D model that was detailed enough and done well enough that we were able to use it as a basis to get started with. We being Joe and I, took the model, broke it down into the pieces that we wanted to do, right? Because there's too many parts to do it all at once. And then the first couple of things we did, the chest and the head and the thigh, that had the rounded pieces. There's a lot more rounded stuff in a Zaku too. We simplified the number of polygons, simplified the number of triangles within the 3D artwork that we got a hold of, and then sent it to Armorsmith Designer. This is a whole separate program that is designed to take Pepakura files, the paper folding Pepakura files, and turn them into a foam-friendly pattern. Because foam can make a lot more curves that paper can't, so a lot of the porcupine spikes that you end up getting with the paper pattern, it kind of fits those back together with whatever parameters you give it in order to give you a better... Anyway, that helped out so much with doing the thigh. I highly recommend doing that for Zaku's head, Zaku's shoulders, depending on which the Zaku 2. So one shoulder's round, right, and the other one's flat like an L. And then his thighs and feet. For the arms and for the thighs, I ended up, as opposed to the calves, I remember taking the 3D object into Tinkercad, because that was the one that I was able to get a plane slice the easiest. Scaled it up to the size that I want, or scaled it to a size that was easy to math to the size that I wanted, and would set it so I could just get an accurate representation of what the perimeter was, right? Because it's this convoluted box. So by setting it an inch into the build plane of Tinkercad, it'll export an SVG file. That's just the line file like what Adobe Illustrator uses. And it would show me where the object intersected the build plane. And so you would get an outline of that cross-section of the piece. And that's how we figured out a lot of the other pieces on the Gundam. And I've done that with a few other builds. But it requires getting a good 3D object to start with. You know, like one you can scan.
So you excited about your new toy?
I'm very excited about the new toy.
That sounds like a really cool new toy.
Oh, interesting. Steve D says that thieves have used power extinguishers at crime scenes because they cover up fingerprints. You're going to cover up oil with dusty...
I would be worried that I get it all over me and now they can tie me to the scene.
Right.
Yeah. Alright. I'm done making a mess. It's fun though.
Okay, that's fine. No, I don't mind.
See, it's just a start. It's a half an inch for sure, quarter inch to half an inch.
Okay.
And so you have all the reference points,
Yeah.
and then you can kind of curve it from there. But
Yeah.
These are a little more 3D, but...
Yeah, but that's just how you cut it out.
Yeah.
Mine won't be. I'm just going to do... I was thinking 2mm foam, but looking at this should be like 4mm foam.
I definitely...
Yeah. Ad Vixen's sharing on... this is a comment from a long time ago with Magneto, that basically Magneto is a purple and red Superman.
He can join the Red Hat Society.
Yeah. Yeah, Ted says dry chemical. That's what it is. The powder's a dry chemical. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, that makes sense. There are many ways to make a disastrous weekend, but this is how Odin makes. Thank you, Stardust. Yeah, the Zaku is more rounded overall. Dan is saying this. The legs, for instance, the only boxy areas would probably be the parts of the body and the shoulders. Okay. And Dan says 4 ads so far during this stream. 3 of them were skippable. Okay, so ads. I'm sorry, guys. YouTube is still a monetized source of income for me. So, unfortunately, ads are a necessary evil. Today, when I was logging in, they had a new thing pop up where it says, all right, are we going to insert ads for you, or are you going to decide when to do it? And do you want aggressive ads, moderate ads, or whatever? So I just kind of went middle ground on everything. Aggressive ads were going to be more ads playing, longer ads playing, and probably not skippable, which means they were actually willing to pay more. But yeah, no. So sorry about the ads, guys. Thank you, Dan, for the feedback on that. That was something I was kind of slightly curious on how that was going to work. But yeah, good. You're getting your ruler cleaned up.
Well, I always leave them messy for you, but I was like, maybe I'll...
Yeah, if there's enough on there. Thank you.
Also, sometimes you lose the red lines when you're cleaning it.
Lewis calls, he says, side quest this, you should be working on your foam belt gizmo. Priorities! I don't know if you heard earlier, I'm doing a class at a con where I need a pattern. So this is actually homework for an upcoming event on the 23rd. To me, that feels like priorities. But yeah, I hear you. And you have a laugh out loud, so I get it. You're joking. A cinnamon extinguisher for when you turn 25 and isn't married, something you can do?
What?
I'm not sure. Schultz division is, blowing cinnamon out of a fire extinguisher just sounds horrible.
Sounds like a bad idea.
Doable. But yeah, because I know there's some fire extinguishers where you can pressurize the bottom and yeah. Ad Vixen says I try not to skip the ads, but that one that was during Odin story time, so I had no choice. Just like BioShock, that one little sister deserved it. So do you miss out what we're doing when the ads played, or you probably
No, I think
can't tell? It just is
like,
pausing the stream, which means that people are now well, it happens anyway, commenting in weird
still
different
goes
areas.
to space and comes back.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we all got the ads at the same time. Oh, okay, good.
it would be nice if they let us know when the ads are going on, so we could have a break,
Yeah.
like a 20-second.
Dude, Shop Gremlin's in here. Shop Gremlin, finally I can make comments. Oh, sweet. Hey, Shop Gremlin. PJC 2.0. Not a character. Oh, is that Gypsy Danger? Not a character I recognize. Odin, I asked you a question about Optimus Prime axe earlier in the chat. You'll have to go back up to the start chat to find it, okay?
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. I'm not against making an Optimus Prime axe. I actually like the Transformers. I always kind of have, and it would be interested in building more stuff. At the moment, I'm not looking at an Optimus Prime axe, but that doesn't mean never. Ted says ads cut but not pause. Really? Oh, shit. So they actually cover over. They don't actually pause the stream? Ew, I was afraid of that.
And they don't let us know when they're going on, so we could pause.
Yeah. Well, okay. In the future, something we can do. There is a setting where we can make ads happen when we want. We have to remember to do it.
Ain't not gonna
Yeah.
happen, but
So
yeah.
I was tempted to set like a 30-minute timer, and
then go
not
click.
at the hours, because it could actually at the hours would be fine, right? So yeah, we could just click and let the ads play and stop for a minute if that's the way it's working. But yeah, no, if the ads are being laid over what we're doing and it's just gone, that's
not fun. Sorry, people. We'll do better next time.
yeah.
When you know better, do better. We now know better. Doesn't mean we'll do better, but we'll try.
He's just smooth all the way around, isn't he? He doesn't have a mohawk piece.
There's the thing that goes right here.
Yeah, he's got the thing that goes there, but he doesn't have a there's nothing that goes around.
Yeah, it's just nice and smooth. He has the little horns that attach to his little...
X-Men 97. Yeah, that's pretty much, that's what I wanted. Yep, there is a picture of the back. Yes, just that. Good.
And
Okay.
it has the half-inch seam allowance. Not seam allowance, but detailed.
Half-inch detail. That's cool. Oh, it's got a flare.
Oh yeah, right there. Right at the
Yeah.
shoulder things.
Do we want to do this? He's got a thing for a shoulder that we didn't put in yet. You did the thing, but
Yeah, you can add that in.
I'd like to. So it fits the shoulder a little better. Is there a nice side view?
You had one up. That's the side view. Not about
Yeah.
the inch from the bottom. And then make its way back down here. And then make its way back down there.
It looks like it doesn't necessarily. I think from the high point, it just goes back around the back at that point. I don't think it's. I don't think
It
it's
doesn't-
cut out for the shoulder. It's
It
just-
doesn't dip. It just kind of goes
If it
up.
does, it's a real subtle dip.
Okay. So that it's more up.
Yeah, it's not quite letting me
Yeah, but
stay
yeah.
out.
So,
See, it looks like it's kind of.
so right to about.
Yeah, it's probably a good inch and a quarter up. You know what you got? It's great. I highly recommend getting a Felicia. If you guys don't have a Felicia, you definitely need some behind-the-scenes fashions in your life. So go check out Felicia's channel. But having one here in the shop is fucking awesome. So thank you. Thank you for your help.
Thank you for making me feel useful.
You're welcome.
There's a twirly thing on the side. Yes, and it's going towards the back.
Yes. Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, so right here we're.
He's got a little shark fin on the side of his head.
Yeah, okay. It's right about there.
Literally, kind of what. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going towards the back. That, and then continued on.
What's neat with some of the bevels on this, I think for the workshop, it'll just be taking like the slightly thicker foam and cutting it on an angle. Just cut it on an angle, and it should work well enough. Oh, hey, in my pocket, I got two other things I forgot about.
What did you forget about?
I've got coins that. So you do the LARP thing, and you get tokens, you get favors, you get things because you participated. Well, Aaron had some spare tokens from a previous one, a spare coin, and was sharing them with us. So it's this. This has got the Norse runes around the outside, which sadly, no, I can't read. It has a dragon with a shield on it in the center. Sorry that this is about as close as I can get with my cameras.
Sorry.
And then on the flip side, we've got looks like the zombie logo. And it's probably really sad that they can't read runes. What's funny is I'm going to have one of you guys go, oh yeah, it says this, Odin. Why can't you read your own writing? And then there's another one that's got a wizard hat with a crystal ball and sitting on a book and other stuff in the background, candle possibly. And on the flip side, it's got a little Triskelion. Or a little, yeah. So both very cool.
Okay.
They're double punching it kind of. The first one was an accident, then I did it on purpose, and they kept doing it. So yeah, little coins. So hopefully at SAC Anime we'll see Hire for Hire, and they'll have whatever there's apparently a patch and maybe a coin, whatever the favors were to show that we participated in this particular game.
Oh, nice.
And what that means is in a future game, if they see the patch, then you get an extra life.
Oh, cool. So it pays to play.
So pay us to play.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Bear, the guy in charge of this thing, it isn't some sticker. It isn't. He actually footed the bill to have patches, and apparently they're not little patches made for this event. So that's actually kind of cool. Dan Does Joke says camera looks good. Staria says, how does one get a Felicia of their own? Are they available at Walmart?
Luxury very few can afford.
There you go. Best answer. Dan Dove Junk says, I'll be picking up some sushi after the stream. think that's a great choice. Starius says, Matrix of Leadership is still one of my favorite builds. Thank you, Starius.
This is reminding me of the luchador helmet I made.
Yes.
It is giving me luchador vibes
Yes.
all over again.
Yes.
That was a fun helmet. Not a helmet, but
Yeah.
mask. Yeah.
Where adds cut, not pause. Ted is saying, I assume the stream is recorded completely for later watching.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Look at this. Chakram is chiming in. Sushi sounds good. Thanks, Dan. Yeah. Actually, sushi does sound good. Okay. Show of hands. Who's all getting sushi after the stream? Would I ever make Megatron's arm cannon? Maybe. It's a big tube. It's from the cartoon, from what I remember, but maybe. Danny Light says, oh man, more LARP talk. Mine's a dragon-themed night in real life. There was a dragon zombie. That was actually kind of cool. He had redone his wings to be tattered and whatnot, and then he wore like a skull mask and had, can't remember this, I don't think the dragon had a tail, but he had, he looked good. And he had the ability to fly across the map. And so he would take his dragon face off and just say substantial as he's flying to a different part of the map so you couldn't attack him, but you also couldn't be attacked by him.
Can we take the mask off?
Yeah, we can take the mask off. Yeah, Starry says those are neat. The coin, they remind him of challenge coins. Instead of the toy with Richard Pryor, it's the Cause Tool with Felicia. It was an 80s naming that wasn't so good.
I want to cut it. Can I cut it?
It's not Bear 454, is it? Have I gone back in time, Starius? Maybe. Bear 454? I don't know. I don't know where he came from. Big dude. Friendly dude. Glasses. I don't know. But what's funny is I'm hearing a lot of reoccurring names. There was a Bacchus. Surprise, people are going to be using Bacchus. But there was like a Bacchus name, and then someone else, another name that got thrown, I'm not remembering, that I all remember from the Beyond Geek shoot from Daga here, a totally different LARPing community. And now it wasn't the same people. But, yeah.
Question.
Cue the Knight Rider theme with Odin as the Hoth. Felicia, I need you.
Where's the seaming going to be?
That's the next thing we need to figure out.
And
I still like banana seams.
You like banana seams?
And
What's
I'm
a banana
thinking
seam?
This is probably going to be 3 pieces. I wanted to do 2, but I think it's going to be too much for foam, for the floor mat foam. Sushi is not good in Ireland. Oh, that's sad.
So, did you want to do a piece that goes...
Someone else is totally going to steal the Megatron cannon idea. Here, I'll trade you.
Trade sides?
I'll
Okay.
trade you sides.
Don't
Get me away from the story machine. So what I'm thinking about doing is, kind of doing a piece that's kind of just here, right? And so that get mirrored on both sides. And then we end up with, this is almost too much for one part. I wonder if it's really flat.
Yeah,
it's like
this part
just,
is really flat and...
Yeah, it's like just a couple of darts might be all we need, huh? Because this is really just a curve.
What if you did this, because this is a flat rectangle, so center back this curve, and then do the dome on the helmet? Or
It's not a bad idea. I really got stuck on... I got stuck on the idea of making it as a few big banana pieces.
Yeah.
I think I was trying to make it as few pieces as I could to make it faster, theoretically faster to cut
Well, that
out.
would be 2 pieces if you did this piece as the solid rectangle, and then this piece as the curved.
Right, well this would need... Well...
Well,
Yeah?
okay, this might sound
Yeah.
weird, but I'm imagining it as a boob, because when you're patterning a bra...
No, it's fine.
you have
It's the
this
top of the
one,
head. It's a
this
similar
one.
shape,
Yeah. So if anything, you could do it this piece and then have it here if you needed the seaming, but I
Right.
feel like this could be 1 piece.
Okay.
And then this could be... Then you're down to 2 pattern pieces versus 3.
You guys really should get yourself a Felicia.
Because I don't want any seaming in the eyeballs as much as I can hide it, although we can hide
Yeah.
right here.
Well, this seam here is right
yeah.
there, and then this is just as part of this piece.
Yeah.
So this part goes here, and it's just that.
Yeah.
Because you're totally right. This is a flat piece. It just curves around. All right. All right. Yeah. not where my brain went with it at all. I wanted to do, you know, big old strips because that's just what I seem to do a lot.
Because it works. And usually you
No,
have
it
full-on
does.
domes that need a curve this way too. This is a very straight, flat.
What's funny is this is more like the Mando helmet. Someone was saying, just modify the Mando helmet very early on in the stream. This is more like it is, where there's the
Cone.
the dome part,
Yeah.
and then it's just a front and back skirt. So this is just one big old skirt. Yeah, okay.
And then the
And
seaming
then-
will hide it at the eyebrow.
Because this curve is easy enough. So are you thinking just one slit, or do we have to do like a couple?
Well, when you cut this out, if you cut it here, you could either do it here or you can wherever you want to hide them. But when you start to smoosh it flat
You're right. Wait till we start smooshing it flat.
to see where it naturally wants to go,
Where it
unless
wants
you
to
want
go.
to force it somewhere, you can force it. I would do here because that would be easy.
I don't know if I need to cut it here.
You might not.
Because this is, at least on my noggin, this is fairly
Pretty
flat.
flat. Yeah,
it
your
just
curves
becomes
are
this
here and
triangle
here.
here.
Yeah. You're just getting rid of the excess fullness.
Because we'll have if we put a seam here, if we put a seam in the front,
Well,
that's
I'm
not
assuming this
too
is
big.
a seam.
this is a seam.
Yeah.
So if we put another seam here that's not too big, it could be hidden by the
Don't think
horn
you need
thing.
this thing there.
You think this will
I
come
think if
down
we
enough?
cut it out, we might not need
Yeah,
one.
okay. So what I want to do next is, I mean, there's aren't very many pieces here, and there's not a whole lot of time left. I'm going to put my registration marks on. Those are the parts that show this is where these two pieces are going to line
The
up again.
notches. The technical term is a notch.
Yep, technical term is a notch. So
You gotta notch it.
I'm going to put those on. I keep calling them registration marks because
It
of
makes
printing,
sense.
probably.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
But
I was just putting in my 2 cents.
no, that's great. And I've got a pattern notcher, so I'm sure that's why they're called notches.
Exactly. Looks like a Frankenstein now.
Yeah, it ends up doing that. Sorry, guys, talked a lot. Didn't quite get this completely done. This is why the Ghostbusters one's taking so long. All right. So now I like to label the parts, so I know A goes to A, B goes to B type
I
of
like
thing.
center front, center back, side seams, so I have reference images to where I'm supposed to be on the things in general. Arrows help sometimes,
Yeah.
but just marks, because as soon as you rip it apart, it's just gonna look, everything's gonna look like a scrap. And what's my pattern piece?
Yeah.
What part do I save? What part do I throw away?
So here's the eye. So this is going to just go underneath the eye here.
Yeah, split the eye in half.
So we need to put.
Unless
this
you
thing
wanted
here.
to skirt it and hide it that way, but I...
No, I think if I can, I really want to have all the brow be part of this piece.
Okay.
It really feels like I want to do that. Well, that's what the
That's
cardboard
fine,
was.
yeah,
So.
that works. You know it's square.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it like that. Thank you.
See if it actually works before you thank me. Brain surgery. The back of your head is ridiculous.
Brain surgery. You gotta let me know if you find one.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Another Monty Python joke about Mr. Gumby. What we found was he's got a small bit of brain lodged in his skull. Once we remove that, he'll be fine.
Alright, Starius, with great power comes great responsibility. This is the way. I have no idea what that's in response to, but yes,
Yes.
that is the way.
I think it was commenting about how it looks like Spider-Man and it kind of looks like Mando all at the same time.
Yeah, pizza lover, boss, bartender for this. Anyways, Odin, I have an announcement. In the future, I'm doing a podcast with my siblings, and they're both older than me. Congratulations.
Well, that's awesome. Who's that? I didn't hear the name.
A pizza lover, but then it has a big
Oh, okay.
parentheses of, anyways. And then Eastern 57, I would rather you dwindle and move slowly over speed. It's more personable. Okay.
Okay. Well, that flex, and I just...
Danda's Junk, I label a lot for work since I deal with 30 to 50 or more strands of data cables. Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had this conversation with somebody at work yesterday.
Okay.
where it was like, take the time to set yourself up for success. You know early on in your pattern drafting phase of issues that are going to come up in the future.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes we think we're like getting to that point, and you know it before you get there. You really do. So just set yourself up for success. Give yourself markings, let yourself know where you're at, double check the measurements, walk your seams after you're done. Little things like that will help. But yes, labeling doing what you can do to set yourself up for future success. Marks help a lot.
Labeling is huge.
Yeah. Wolverine Scratch. Felicia, are you still streaming? I'm going to. Currently, I just started a new job at Artisan Interiors CA. Anyways, I'm doing a new job. I really love it. I've been praying on that. It's been 5 weeks now.
Has it been 5 weeks already?
It's been 5 weeks.
Oh, wow. How are you doing in 5 weeks?
Pretty good. Things are going great. Anyways, I really enjoy being the mediation between design and manufacturing. I really, that's a good spot for me.
Okay.
Because I thoroughly enjoy both aspects of it. And so I've been doing that, and my brain's been focused there. But I was gifted from Not Top, who is another YouTuber, a tiny suit that I will be dissecting. And I am going to do that. So I am going to stream that, and it is going to happen, but my schedule is shifting in September, so I was waiting till after my schedule shifted before I went and committed myself to fully doing live streams again. So that's where I'm at. I have a new job. I love it. I'm focusing on that at the moment, but I will be live streaming, and I will be ripping apart. I will be ripping up a suit and examining the parts, so we're going to do a suit dissection, which I'm really excited about.
A question that could come up, is this going to affect Sunday streams?
As of now, no.
Okay.
Yes.
And I understand that it could, and it's fine, and I greatly appreciate that you have the willingness to come here and do this.
Yes. Not as of right now, it's not affecting my Sunday streaming. But things shift in September, and I will see how I feel, but it's probably not going to affect this. But doing additional on top of it, we'll see. But I do plan on doing that. So thank you for asking. Marshall Turnup 8 wants to know, what is he making? He's making a Magneto helmet.
Yep.
Jerry Can Cosplay, congratulations on the job, Felicia. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy it. I am excited about what I get to do with this position, so, yeah. Louis Cossey, Felicia, does hot glue work on cloth? I'm wanting to hot glue magnets inside of my uniform. Hot glue does work on cloth, but once you hot glue, you can no longer sew. Although I was talking to Odin about a secret that I saw the other day that I really want to try, where you can remove hot glue from fabric using silicone spray. It was really awesome where I saw it, so I want to try it and see if it is even an option. But once you silicone spray, the hot glue will no longer stick. But still, we'll try it. I want to try it eventually, but not enough to go out and get silicone spray.
What I want to ask is, are you planning on hot gluing the magnet, hot glue on the magnet, hot glue to
the fabric itself?
The fabric itself?
Yeah, it would work.
Okay.
You can also sew yourself a little patch.
Seems like it would pop off.
It
pretty
will.
Easy. What if you were to, you're talking about a patch, what if you were to hot glue a piece of fabric over the magnet? But that's also putting something between the magnets, so not going to grip as well.
Yeah, but at that point you have the choice between the hand sewing and the hot gluing, and I've seen hot glue happen. Honestly, I'm more of a fan of Velcro than magnets because of the shearing that happens with the magnets. Right. But I like that magnets can go through fabric and are less visible. So, it's I won't judge you for either way of how you do things, Well, I will secretly, but I won't say anything.
Right. I've actually seen some magnet builds that surprised me at how well they work, because I apparently don't have that high expectations for magnets. But
it's just I've been hurt so many times before.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, I've run into lots of issues. Oh, this is going back to remember that one we did with the magnets?
Yes, the one for Smosh with the made-up superhero.
Yeah. Yep. I think after that I just was traumatized off of magnets for a while, where I just was like, I'm good.
So we had a weekend to build a superhero suit that had to fly apart on command as a practical effect, so they can, in reverse, have basically this dime store Iron Man come back together on screen. Yeah. Thankfully, it's Smosh, so what ended up was still funny.
Oh my gosh. I'm surprised I didn't have gray hairs from that, but it was fun. I definitely enjoyed it. Eastern 57 rubbing alcohol neutralizes hot glue. Also, try it. It's like magic.
It does.
It does, but I like on fabric. That's the hard part.
Because when you were telling me the guy mashed it into the fibers, it wasn't hot glue stuck to the table or hot glue stuck to something non-porous.
Pops off easily with hot. But I still use alcohol to help with it in general. Or
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Advixen, could you not place a small magnet underneath an iron-on patch? Like you could, but like.
You run the risk of the magnet sticking to the iron.
Yeah.
Depending on what the iron's made out of.
I like those name badge ones because
those are good.
Because you can mount the patch to the name badge front plate, and then it would go through the shirt and work very well. So I would do patches that way, and I think that would be a great way to non-permanently like if you have leather, you don't want to put any permanent holes. Once you stab it, it's there forever, so you don't want to necessarily stab through leather. So those would be perfect for that application, and then it wouldn't be permanent with the Velcro. Anyway, so there are situations where that is completely a valid way to go approach the problem, and hot glue is it's a good glue. It's a good versatile glue, and you can do lots of sins with it. You can do so many terrible things, but it's great, and I love it.
One of the really nice things about hot glue is that it is basically non-toxic and really safe to use in a small confined space. It's safe to use in a public venue. It's safe to use in a high school. It's safe to use in an apartment around pets because it's non-toxic. It doesn't produce those, unless you really burn it, it's not going to be producing those fumes. So yeah, no, hot glue is great. But at the same time, in this climate in Northern California, a hot glued cosplay will pop apart in a car.
Yes.
In the summer.
So question.
Yeah.
Do you want to do two darts where you can go right to here and then it'll spread out? Or do you want to do two bananas? A style line or darts? Which one would be easier for you to work with in your brain?
I'd probably go bananas. When I'm concerned with darts,
You get a point sometimes right here.
yeah, because you have to be really careful about how you cut this out or how you grind this because you're forcing, plus they're harder to glue.
Yeah, so a full strip would be...
If I just do a strip, which...
From point to point.
Whatever reason... Hey, we made a Magneto Helmet!
I'm going to flip this so the curve's inner.
I'll just stick it back on the head and draw it.
Oh, I was going to go like that, but that makes sense.
Okay, well, that's fine. If you've got... By the way, trained pattern maker, so sometimes it's hard for me to
Put it back.
I still have the registration marks on the other side, so I can get it back
Into the right swing
into
of
the right.
thing.
Yeah. I know it's 2 o'clock.
Oh, you won. You got it.
Just fine.
Yeah. Schultz Division sewing is the way to go. Yes and no. It's all situational. It's within context and situations. But yes, I do. A needle and thread is a very versatile tool. You can do a lot with it. Registration marks,
please, yeah. And then that would be part seam D, I guess. I can rename it after I scan it. I just saw a product that I hadn't seen before because I'm looking at this and thinking about seam lines. So I saw a product that I hadn't seen before. It wasn't cheap. It was a little container, Flex Paste. So this is the same Flex Seal company that makes the Flex Seal, the spray can, the Flex Tape, all these other things. They made a Flex Paste and claims to remain flexible, sticks to almost everything, like all the claims they make. So I bought it because I want to see how well it works. So I'm kind of curious. I am hopeful. There's still Gap Filla from Prop Monkey. Highly recommend Gap Filla. That works really, really well. And then of course you got air dry clay and the joint compound that I use and all that stuff.
And you
that
swoosh
looks
it,
great.
and you smush it.
That looks great. Yep, that'll totally work. All
And
right.
you have reference images where these parts go.
This goes this way. This goes in relation to the other part. This goes that way. There we are. So you want to do camera 4?
Camera 4.
We're going to wrap this up really quick. Sorry we went over today. This lump here is the ear, so I can just ignore that, right? Because I want it to be flat anyway. So here's the whole side of the face, going from the nose and the mouth and the eye back around to the back of the head. The next banana piece and the top banana piece. So yeah, this is really close to how a Mando helmet would be anyway. So whoever was saying that in the beginning nailed it.
Yeah, no,
You
but
know,
it is.
What a shock.
Honestly,
but,
I like starting with something I've already done and kind of moving from there, but
Yeah.
I can get...
Yeah. So my next thing, my next exercise with this, if I was just going to keep going, I could either use these as they are and draw them out on. Thank you. Draw these center front, center back, and draw them directly onto the foam and go for it. What I've done in the past is draw these onto cardboard, and that's really what we want to do because I've got trim pieces on the tape, right? So I want to copy these onto more cardboard. So now I've got my full headpiece copied onto cardboard. Now I can cut out my trim piece, and I have that to cut out of my 4mm or 6mm foam as well without losing the original shape because I've copied it. I'm actually going to scan it and clean it up with Inkscape, but same thing because it's what I like to do. So we've spent the whole stream talking and actually got a pattern made. Hey, we crafted today.
We accomplished something.
You helped a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we accomplished something.
Here, let's show them where we are at and where we're going. And
Oh, okay.
So we have the proton packs and see how they're all like floppy. We're gonna get some rigid stuff on it to make
Yep.
it more.
Make it less floppy, maybe even less upside down.
Yeah. And so we have it all taped up and ready to go.
So the tape is to cover up all the PVC pipe, all the clear plastic, all the stuff we don't want the water-based creature cast to land on because I'm afraid it'll run or it just simply won't stick.
So this is where we're at. Still empty, no some electronics, but nothing fully wired yet. But this is where we're at. It's starting to look like something, but it's a little worse before better, so. Getting there!
Getting there. And in the meantime, started making a pattern for coming con. I'm going to be at Creators Con in Louisiana on September 23rd with this pattern, doing a demonstration. Or actually, I think he's building it as a master class. So I'm going to be pretending like I'm a master at a class, and I believe the whole idea is you get to make the helmet while we're there and go home with it. So
And this totally all fits on one square of format.
yeah, this will totally all fit on a square format foam. Yeah, you're right. At least this half. That was one of the concerns I had: is how much format foam are we going to need?
Where is it?
I think there's a piece in this pile. That's not even close to a full sheet.
No, it's not.
They're 24 by 24. There's 22 inches by usable 22 inches. And by looking at the map, yeah, because it's out to here to 25,
And what's
24.
really nice-
Yeah, we can get one helmet out of a single sheet of format foam.
Is that foam doesn't have a grain. So you don't have to worry about nap, you don't have to worry about stretch, you don't have to worry about biases. You can literally just fit it in the way it needs to get fit in. So one of the things to keep in your brain when you're figuring out how much materials you need of things.
Right. And format foam can be useful because it's only smooth on one side, but the texture side can be fun to play with. With a man helmet, I use this texture for the textured part of his helmet, and then it was smooth for everything else. Because I don't anticipate everyone strictly wants to make a Magneto. I'm going to highly encourage them to make whatever the hell they want to make, and if they want to use the textured side, then go for it.
Story is try not to involve the fire department in the masterclass. No promises.
No promises. Hey, I spilt contact cement in the floor of where RocketCon was. It was a hall. I don't remember which one, but yeah, brand new carpet. And I was carrying my contact cement container the same way I've been carrying it for years, but that's when it decided it was going to let go and dump a full quart of contact cement in the middle of their brand new carpet. Gee, I wonder why Rakugan doesn't talk to me. No idea. Yeah. If you need something broken, please book Odin Abbott at... Okay.
Yes.
It's actually been a really fun stream. I woke up grumpy, and I've really enjoyed myself. How about you?
Yeah.
So thank you guys for turning my attitude around and making me have a lot more fun today than I thought I was going to have. We're going to be back on September 10th doing another live stream.
Next week we're going to be at SAC Anime.
Next week we're going to be at SAC Anime right here in Sacramento with Dan Does Junk.
I never showed them like the seashells.
Oh shit! We talked about seashells. All right, guess what? Extra credit. Here it is. It's the encore. Thank you everyone for clapping. We're coming back out, and it's the final song.
Yes. My cosplay completely fits in this little... I made Little Mermaid seashells! So that's the video that is linked in the description below, but I made the seashells for Little Mermaid.
The seashells. Nice.
So,
Yeah.
which camera?
That one over there if you want. Because that one up high.
Right there.
Yeah.
There you go. The Little Mermaid seashells. With the seaweed on the back.
The seaweed on the back. So yeah, this is a total 3D, well I shouldn't say 3D since I 3D printed, but it's a foam build. It's all 12 millimeter foam, right?
It was the Michael's craft foam that you had left over because you didn't like using it because of its soapy texture.
Yeah, it has a soapy kind of texture.
So whatever that one was, and then the cheap craft foam for the
Yay, Michael's and cheap crap foam.
Yes.
So cosplay is totally doable with cheap crap foam.
It is.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think it turned out really great. And yes, it is super sparkly. So lots of glitter.
Lots of glitter, which is supposed to be. It's Ariel.
Yeah. So, and I used contact cement instead of hot glue, so it should not be melting off.
That's good.
Yes.
There's a link in the description of this live stream for the build video that Felicia's put together for this cosplay. And she's planning on wearing it, at least briefly, at SAC Anime this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not gonna melt in this hot cosplay.
No, that's good.
So, okay, I finally shared it.
Louis Causey says, why does Little Mermaid wear seashells? Because she outgrew her bee shells. Yeah, pizza lovers reminding us that y'all make sure you drink a lot of H2O. I've got a container over there full of water. Absolutely, hail hydrate. Yep. And Sam says, love you, my brother. Have a nice evening. Right on. Love you too, Sam. Thank you. Staria says, sparkly. And a perfect cosplay for a hot summer con. Meanwhile, Dan's going to suffer. I'm excited to get to see all you guys this next weekend. For those of you who can't make it to SAC Anime, we'll be back on September 10th doing more of the same stuff. This has been the Odin Makes live stream with Felicia, who has her own YouTube channel called
Behind the Scenes Fashions.
There's a link in the description. Please check her out. Thank you for joining us today.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I always think of Barbie at the end of the Toy Story.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
every time, yeah.
Bye-bye.
But,
Are they gone yet?
Are they gone
My
yet?
cheeks are killing me.